YouTubers and friends, thanks for joining me tonight on Tuesday night Hangout Live with ToledoJess, Gano, and I. Hey YouTubers and friends, don't go away. We'll be right back with our good friend Michael from I Pan for Gold. Hey YouTubers and friends. Hey YouTubers and friends, I see we have a lot of friends out there. Patrick, Richard, Ronald, Dan Zoller, and we have a friend from the UK with us, Rastaman. Let me get my partners in crime up above me. There they are, they're in Skype. How you doing, Jesse? And
hello, hello, hello.
How you all doing?
I know here.
How are you?
Hey, there he is. Hey, Dano.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
All right. And hello, everybody.
Ed's still got our picture somehow up.
Oh, no.
Oh, it should be switching soon.
Okay. It's that lag. Oh,
like
there we go.
Normal.
Yep. It's that lag.
And can't forget David Villa. Me too, me too. Hey, David.
Wouldn't want anybody to walk up on me, just out of the blue, right?
That's right. There I am. I'm a pan of gold again.
All right.
Okay, good.
Servers must be packing up at YouTube because we're in the orange again like normal. But be patient. We'll be back in the green, and you all shouldn't be suffering any buffering too much, I hope. But please bear with us. We have a very good friend of ours from Georgia with us tonight. Michael from ipanforgold.com. People over at GPS would know him as MDV. You guys want to talk about anything, or do you just want to bring Michael in?
Yeah, I just want to respond to a couple of things going on in the chat room real quick.
Okay.
Yes, Ronald, I hope we do have a good connection tonight. And Jaron, what are you getting from Carhartt?
Uh-oh, some work clothes, no doubt.
No doubt.
Carhartt.
Some Carhartt. Yeah, okay. And like I said, hello, everybody.
Yep. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. I'm hoping we got some new people coming in tonight. I've been talking about our show quite a bit, different places. So we'll see.
Excellent. Excellent.
So let's get our man in. How about you, Daniel?
Yes, sir. Get him in here.
All right.
We was having a pretty good time talking before the show started.
That's true. Let's continue. Let's continue with the great conversation.
That's right.
Well, howdy, boys.
Hey, what's up, Michael?
Hi, Mike.
So, do you like to be called Michael or MDV or
Jesse? You
David?
can call me Sir. Everybody else can call me Michael.
Yes, sir.
Okay, whatever works. I don't like Mike, though. I have to say that. I don't like Mike. I like Michael, but anyway.
I'll try and
no big deal.
That, Michael.
I always call you Michael. So.
Yeah,
call me what you want, but don't call me late for supper.
Yeah. Ed, thanks so much. Thanks so much, Ed, for having me in. I really appreciate it. I enjoyed you guys' show, and I really enjoyed the time that we spent together in Georgia, you and Jesse, and it's a real honor for me to be here. Thank you.
It's
pleasure's ours, man.
Honor's ours having you with us, and we had a great time with you and your wife in Dahlonega. That's quite a vibrant little town.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Gold center of the world at one time, anyway.
Yeah, at one time. And Tammy at the Croissant mine, she was really nice. I definitely want to get back there again someday.
Yeah, she's a great friend. I've gotten to know her and Tony, and they even let me run the stamp mill. I think I may have mentioned that once before, but that was a real treat for me because there's only a couple of operational stamp mills in the whole United States, and they've got one of them.
That's got to be something to see and hear.
Yeah, well, it's noisy.
Yeah, I bet. It looks
I bet.
Yeah, does a great job though.
Now, they only run that stamp mill like once a week, right?
Well, during the wintertime, they probably don't run it much at all. They close down the outdoor activities because it gets so cold up there, and they move all of their panning activities to indoors. But in the spring and summertime, they run it as they need it to run more PayDirt. They generate bags that they sell, plus you could run the trommels, which is kind of where I first went to Sarasin, and a young man there, he was just a high school kid at the time, and he taught me how to pan. And I really enjoyed that and started coming back, and I graduated finally up to running a trommel and then buying truckloads of dirt and bringing it home and running it with my own equipment.
I can't even imagine buying a whole truckload of dirt.
Well, it's a couple of scoops in my short bed Toyota pickup truck, my Tacoma.
So you could go there with your pickup truck and they tell them, give me 2 scoops.
Yep, that's right. That's exactly right. I lined the bed with plastic, so I could control it a little bit, and I've got a tonneau cover, so 2 scoops fit just right. So I bring that home, and in fact, my wife has been bugging me. She wants to run. I've got some tubs of PayDirt out in the back, and she wants to run something, so I got to get my sluice box set back up again.
I was just going to ask you, what do you use when you run material at home? I mean, I know you.
Yeah, it's been an evolution for me. And maybe this is a long answer to that question, Jesse, but.
Hey, you got a couple hours.
Okay. Well, I grew up in Southern California, and so we were not that far from Knott's Berry Farm, and they had a gold panning concession. It's based on the Calico ghost town, and so my parents took me there, and we panned for gold, and I had a little glass vial of gold that I had for years and years and years. I lost track of wherever it went, but there you always, in Southern California, you would hear stories about the gold rush and everything. And so I always kind of had somewhat of a distant interest in it. Fast forward to going in the military, serving in Vietnam, coming home, going camping up in the high Sierras with my parents, and there was a little creek running through our campground. And I saw some stuff that I thought kind of sparkled. So I got a pie pan from my mom, went over there and put some material in there and is shaking around, not knowing at all what I was doing. And
like most of us.
And I said, Dad, look, I think this is gold. And it was a little piece of shiny something. It was floating, though. And my dad took one look at it and said, well, that's not gold. Gold doesn't float. Of course, we all know that it does now. But I just felt like an idiot. So I just threw it down and forgot the whole thing for years and years. Fast forward to moving to Georgia, watching television, Outdoor Channel, Gold Fever TV show with Tom Massey. I watched it for a whole year, and finally they did a show on Georgia, and they highlighted the Sarasin gold mine and the Consolidated. I said, well, shoot, that's only 3 hours away. So next weekend we headed off to the Sarasin gold mine, and that's when I met this young man, a high school guy, who taught me how to pan, and we just started coming back. We went from the we went from the from just panning. We tried the gold cube. They've got gold cubes there. They got high bankers, but I just went right for the trommel because I really like that, and learned how to do that. And then when I started buying the dirt, by this time I had bought a Gold Hog mini excavator. And I started plumbing the thing up, and it was quite a learning experience. I was watching all of Doc's videos, you know, trying to understand it. It just made a lot of sense to me, the whole thing.
I've watched a lot of Doc's videos too. That's
well, I think
Doc's
it's a great
very
place.
informative guy. I mean, that's a good place to learn, you know.
Yeah, the only bad thing is you got to watch all of them.
Real good job of explaining.
You just have to watch all of them to get everything. That's the problem.
Right.
But so I got the mini excavator, and right away I said, you know, I don't know. This is not going to move enough dirt for me to be happy with. So then I bought a stacking high banker, a Gold Hog stacking high banker. And I started running that on my patio, and I still use that today. I love that little piece of equipment. I've added to that the multi-sluice, and I had the opportunity to help do some of the testing for Doc with the mats for the multi-sluice,
right.
two or three prototypes.
I remember watching some of your videos of your testing.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Or were they Doc's videos of you doing testing?
I don't know. But anyway, that's where I learned how to pan, really, to get really good at it. I mean, I spent hours and hours and hours with a loop and a pair of tweezers picking little tiny pieces of gold out of my pan because I didn't want to miss any. You know, I wanted to get all of them. And I
let that one go.
Yeah, I couldn't get I couldn't get it separated from the heavier stuff, you know. And so, and one of the things that I have learned, and this touches on, to me, the value of PayDirt, is when I buy PayDirt from different places all over the North American continent, I get all different kinds of dirt, all different kinds of gold, and none of them handle exactly the same in the pan. They don't act the same way in the sluice box. And so what I've learned to, there's some dirt just right away I know, oh, this has got a lot of magnetic stuff in it, so I know I can carefully use a magnet to pull some of that stuff out. Other black sand is not magnetic at all, and it doesn't do any good to do that.
Right.
The dirt we have here in Georgia is so mineralized with so much, you know, if you've seen the dirt we've got down here, it's so red. I don't use that dirt for any of my PayDirt, because if I dared ship that out, I'd get a laundry bill from whoever I sent it to, because everything that every place the water touched their clothes, you know, they would be stained forever. And so that's why I like using the dirt from Cresson. I buy that dirt, and I pan the gold out of it, and then I build my PayDirt shipments from that.
Well, their
PayDirt,
their PayDirt is crushed ore, isn't it?
Yes, it's crushed quartz. That's where they use the stamp mill.
Right.
And I have the opportunity to blend with that some Alaska beach sand too. So I've kind of got best of both worlds. I got a lot of black sand in it, and yet that black sand is not magnetic hardly at all.
Right.
So and it does have a lot of small gold in it. So anyway, one of the advantages to me of PayDirt is that you get to use all different kinds of dirt, different kinds of gold, different sizes and shapes. And as you guys know, pieces of gold are just like snowflakes. You know, there's no two alike. Every one of them is different. You know, it's just really fascinating.
It is. You know, when you said that, I'm thinking, you know, I can actually go into my vial, spread that gold out, and find that first piece that I found, because I know exactly what it looks like. I know exactly what it looks like, you know?
Isn't that neat? Yeah.
Cool. And if you look at a piece of gold, even the smallest little talcum powder size, if you look at it in a loop, you realize that it's actually a tiny, tiny little nugget.
That's right. That's exactly
It's a nugget, you know, but it's really tiny.
Yeah. And our anniversary,
it's like a snowflake.
My wife's and our anniversary in 2013, we went to Dahlonega and rented a house that was right on the, I can't remember the name of the river, the main river that goes right through there, but where they found all the gold. But I took my pan with me, you know, and I took my little mini excavator, and there is nothing more satisfying. You know, I love panning PayDirt, but there's nothing more satisfying than you going out, scouting a location, using the knowledge that you've acquired to determine, you know, I think that right there would be a good place to dig. You dig it, you go through all the process, through the sluice box and the panning, and you see that first little tiny piece of gold. You know, it's just, it's priceless.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and like I was telling you guys earlier, at I Pan for Gold, what we do is we sell the experience, you know, of finding gold. That's that eureka thing. That's what gets us all juiced up. You know, we just love to find it. It's that sense of discovery. And it just, for me anyway, it just doesn't get old. I don't know about you guys, but it just doesn't get old. I love it.
Well, you know, you said something a little bit ago too about how you get different materials from different parts of the country. I imagine that another reason to buy PayDirts is if you're going to a particular area and you want to get a little bit of a jump on where you're going to be, go ahead and order some PayDirt from that particular area. You know where you're going to be. You know, and I can see where that makes sense.
Yeah, and it depends on the seller too, though, because there are a lot of sellers get their gold from Alaska or Canada or Arizona or California or Montana, Wyoming, wherever it may be. There's no necessarily a guarantee that it comes right from where. For instance, my gold started off. A lot of it was coming from Georgia.
There's one of the cons of buying buying PayDirt. You don't always know where that's coming from, you know. So that's if you were going to do that, I suppose the best thing to do would be to really research who's doing what, where.
Right. Yeah, maybe. To me, I just like the difference and the challenge of being, you know.
Right, I understand.
Rich Cooley is, you know, he loves to pan really small gold, and I admire him for that. You know, and he's got the patience to
he's got the patience.
If I have to deal with gold in a high banker with a teaspoon at a time, it just drives me nuts, you know.
Then you got people like Ron Harris. He's looking for the bigger stuff. That's what he used. Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Rich Cooley, how you doing, Rich? He just popped in.
Hey, Rich, how you doing? Yeah, I just saw him pop up there. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun, you know. And two, on equipment, you know, the very early on, as I indicated, with just my panning, I saw that the mini excavator wasn't going to cut it, and then I ran into somebody who actually owned a gold mine here in Georgia, and it had been a gold mine since 1850. And I didn't even know there were any gold mines in this whole area. I thought everything was in Dahlonega, which is 3 hours away. Well, this was only about an hour away. And just as circumstances worked out, this guy invited me to come to his property and pan for gold. And so I did, and right away I saw even my stacking high banker wasn't going to cut it. So I quickly moved to a Summit Mining 14-inch trommel. And then now we've got a 30-inch trommel with an excavator and a dump truck and a conveyor, and it's a homemade trommel, reverse helix, which I don't know if it's how easy it is to explain what that is, but it's kind of counterintuitive because
we'll have them Google
the barrel. It. What's that? Okay.
Right. We'll have them Google it. No, yeah,
does a great job now. Really like it.
So I'm looking in here. That's right. Gold is gold, big or small.
Yeah, but I like the big stuff, man. You give me several grams of small stuff. Really small gold is just fascinating. The way it just acts and you handle it so different than the bigger stuff. You know,
right?
It's like butter. You know, it's really cool. My first exposure to that was with a blue bowl. You know, I didn't just get a blue bowl. I got a gold lab. You know what that is?
A gold what?
Gold lab. LAB.
Yeah, it's a blue bowl.
It's a blue bowl on steroids. You know, I mean, it's got every bell and whistle you can think on it.
Yeah, drip feeders in it. Yeah, it has all the bells and whistles.
Yeah. It's really,
right.
it's really sophisticated. they put a lot of thought into that thing. But I didn't have the patience to sit there and tune the water flow just right, you know, for every different size. You had to classify it, you know, like 6 or 7 different times, and it just wore me out. But I sold it to Ron, and Ron, I don't know, I think Ron sold it to somebody else. I don't know, but anyway. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's interesting to see the evolution of equipment too, you know, and I really like, what's the guy, Lee Hirschberger? Yeah, with the gold spinner.
Little gold spinner. Great device.
I saw him at the show in North Carolina a couple of weeks ago, and just a really nice guy, he and his wife.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he hits all the shows.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I had him do a demo.
Will show up.
Yeah, they're nice people. But I really think, and through the research, one of the things I appreciate about Doc on his stuff is that his videos are really educational. And if you will look and do some research, there's a ton of stuff out there, and it gets into settling velocities and all that stuff. And I was absolutely floored to see that 200, 300, 400 minus gold can take 30 seconds to drop 4 feet. You know how they always talk about gold's 19 times heavier than water, but when it's down 400 minus, it's like a leaf, man. It takes 30 seconds to hit the bottom. Well, guess what? How long do you think your dirt is in a sluice box from beginning to end? It ain't no 30 seconds.
No.
You know, so that stuff's going right out the end, and that's where that the spinner, the what's that thing called?
Little gold spinner.
Yeah, that's where that centrifuge, you know, the centrifugal force. That's where that whole thing comes into its own, because it magnifies gravity and pushes the gold against the sidewalls instead of going out with the water. You know, so
it forces the gold to the side, down to the bottom.
Yeah.
So
that's one of the things I'm really interested in, is trying to capture that really fine stuff.
That's all we catch. That's what I'm looking for, because that's all we got for the most part. Not all we got, but it's the majority. It's 90%.
We get the occasional flake and a picker every great now and then.
Yeah.
But usually it's the Miller table, and you're staring at it, and your eyes hurt, and you're sweeping in little bitty pieces up to that bottle.
There's a little piece.
Yeah, there's one there.
There's another one.
Yeah, I've got a buddy that's just, he wants every single little teeny weeny piece, you know, and he'll spend an hour trying to get one piece of 100 minus gold. And I was showing him how to process it through a sluice box on my patio, and I dropped a little clod of his PayDirt.
Oh, his heart stopped. I bet.
He about had a hissy fit. I was lucky he didn't jump me right there. You know, he just. Oh man, that's funny. Really funny.
Some people can get real. What's a good word for it? I'll just say it. Anal about.
That's a good word for it. That's really a good word for it.
Yeah. Well, and Doc does a good job about that, because he talks about the opportunity cost. You know, what is it costing you to go after that really, really small stuff, you know, and saving all of your black sand and cracking it someday or something. I mean, that's fine, and I appreciate that, and I know people probably get a bunch of gold from that. I just don't have the patience for it. But
after I pan down so far, I dump it all in a jar, and that's where it's at, because I don't know what to do with it past that.
Yeah.
Right. And there's people that will argue that, magnify that, 300 times, you'll see there's gold there. There's,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I just get the easy stuff first, then I keep the other stuff for winter time, and I run it 2 or 3 more times. If I'm not getting nothing out of it, there it goes.
That's use it 2 to 3 times, and then I get rid of it.
Yeah, I noticed in the chat room there's a couple of people talking about the multi-sluice, and I certainly agree with Dan. The multi-sluice, to me, does a great job. That's my #1 cleanup tool now.
Yeah.
Y'all familiar with Razor's videos up in Alaska?
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, he's stretching the limits of that thing. He's I think Doc's learning some stuff from him. I mean, he's replacing the mats and doing all kinds of stuff. And I just absolutely love being able to dump my PayDirt in up at the top, and the gold just appears at the top of that the mat in the multi-sluice.
Right.
It's like magic. It's really cool. Really cool.
Thomas has one, and the first time I seen one run, it was the one Thomas has there at Bill's. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I saw one run was down at Alabama, down at the
I remember
GPS went down there. Yeah, on 4th of July, Patrick Moore had one.
Mm-hmm.
We ran that down there.
Well, I've got my original excavator, and I just put multi-sluice mats in it because I was already testing. In fact, that's what I was using as a test bed anyway. And so that's what I used to do my cleanup.
Yeah, Rich just made a comment. Razor's gold acts so different in the pan. Yeah, it does.
It does.
Till you put it in a gold claw, Jesse.
Yeah, I put it in a gold claw.
Oh yeah, and the gold claw catches.
I think what he's talking about though is how it floats. I have a short little video of Razor's talcum powder gold floating in globs. Like it just floats.
Yeah.
I bet.
And whoa.
Yeah.
Well,
and a lot of it has to do with purity, I think, too. The higher the purity, the heavier every piece of gold actually is.
Well, yeah. Then your surface tension too. If you have pine oils in there or whatever could be on the gold, how muddy your water is, and there's a lot of variables. But since you're such a good pal with Doc, maybe you could put a bird in his ear about maybe coming on the show. I was going to invite Doc on here and see if he'd be interested in coming on.
Well, just invite him. Just invite him. He responds to emails pretty good if you send it to him, and he doesn't answer anybody's telephone calls. I know that. But although I did talk to him once, but it was a very rare situation. But Doc's a good guy. Yeah, he'll help you if he can.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having that guy on. Like you said, he's a vault of knowledge, just a lot of knowledge about a lot of different stuff.
Yep. And I think I sent my, what was that thing called? The clear plastic tube? The Cyclone? Was it a Cyclone? Is that what it was called?
Yeah,
remember the Cyclone?
By Gold Bay, Jesse. Isn't that the Cyclone?
No, it was a Gold Hog product.
Oh, Gold Hog?
It was a clear, like acrylic plastic PVC pipe, only it was clear. It was Vortex. Was it called a Vortex? Anyway, it caused the water to spin, and you dump it in the top, and it would filter it out. Everything. Anyhow, I sent mine to Ray to make a lava lamp out of.
Oh, because the guy from Gold Bay has something similar to that, I believe.
Does he? Interesting.
Yeah, and he calls it the Cyclone or the Tornado or something like that. Remember, Jesse? Jesse?
No, he went to the bathroom.
Oh.
I'm just guessing.
No, I had my mute on. I'm sitting here just talking away.
It's better you than me during my hook.
Yeah, it wasn't Ed this time.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, no, it wasn't that. It was Doc had it was a tube that created a vortex.
Yeah.
And it was like a combination tornado and fluid bed. And what it would do, the lights would travel up the vortex.
Up and out. That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And out. And the gold would stay at a certain level. And if you watch, I don't know if the video's still up, but if you watch it, you would see a ring of gold about halfway up the tube, Foreman.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and then you have to keep adjusting the water level.
What happened to that? Was it too much work? Too much? Not enough?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Doc's the only one that could answer that, but maybe it just didn't sell that well. I don't know. But
yeah,
it seems like a good
idea. Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And now he's got a new sluice pan, or what's he call it? The
gold pan, the flow pan.
The flow pan.
Right.
Yeah. That'll be interesting to see how that does.
Hey, speaking of trouble. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
Ray's here. Yep.
Our
Ray,
friend from
he must have heard me.
here.
He must have heard me talking about him.
Yeah, his ears were ringing.
Could very well.
I wanted to mention. Obviously, iPan for Gold is a lot of fun for me as a business, but one of the real treats to me was my very first customer. His name was Robert, and he was from Michigan, and I'll always have a fond place in my heart for Robert because he gave me my first order. Well, in those days, I had the freedom to my first customer. Yeah, I had the freedom to bring. I brought him down. Well, I shouldn't say I brought him. He came down from Michigan. He stayed at my house overnight, and we took him out and we trained him on the trommel, how to run the trommel and everything. And this was over 2 years ago. He has since retired from his construction job, moved to Arizona, where he just basically goes around doing gold stuff all the time now. He's been to Alaska, and it's my understanding that he's going to be taking another trip up north. Without sharing any details, I don't want to give away any secrets on his part, but I think he's going to become part of a dredge team this next summer.
Cool.
So he's a graduate of the iPan for Gold training class, I guess you'd call it.
Training PayDirt. You can
I
learn from you.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yeah, he's screwed.
Yeah, that could be. Well, Michael, I opened up the phone lines, so hopefully someone will call and have some questions that weren't
bring it on
at yet.
Bring it on. Yeah. Oh, and let me just mention too. Recently got to know AJ at AU79 Prospecting. He's got a YouTube channel. Yeah. And gosh, what a great guy he is. He makes really good videos, and he's a medical professional in the Virginia area. And I don't know, we just hit it off. We just clicked in terms of communication and everything. He's been very, very helpful. And some of you probably saw I mentioned earlier, some of the reviews that we get are kind of embarrassing because people they're so complimentary. But he did a heck of a...
I bought your PayDirt. In fact, I think yours was the first PayDirt I ever bought, other than our club PayDirt. Right? I think I might have bought one of them. But I was actually no, that's not true. I have to retract that. Doc's is the first I ever bought. But his is good too. He's got some nice stuff. But I like yours because you have different sizes of golds. I noticed some PayDirts you get one size.
Yep,
and, true. You know, I mean, it's just you get 4 or 5 little pieces, all the same size. You know, so it's not really a whole lot of challenge. And then some is just nothing but fine stuff that's really hard. And if it's something you're trying, I mean, it's great. I mean, I like painting it because it's easy. I mean, not easy because it's practice, right? And now that I'm using the Gold Claw a whole lot more than I have been, it's easier to even get razor stuff to separate. You know?
That's great.
Oh yeah, I mean it's, but you got to do a little bit of time, you know. So but I like yours because you've got different sizes of gold in there. You got fine stuff in there. You got, you know, some just a variety of sizes, which makes it more fun to pan, more more like what you really find when you're out, looking for wild.
If you don't have all sizes, how are you going to learn how to
exactly
gold in
Exactly.
the real world? You've got to have all the different sizes and stuff. And
Absolutely.
and this goes to equipment too. Just almost any type of sluice box or even pans can catch big gold. That's easy. You can catch that with the mat off your front porch practically. That's not hard to catch. What's really hard, and Doc makes a big point of this too, is the really small stuff really tells you how good your system is working. And that's why you constantly need to be checking your tailings to see if there's any gold in there, to see what's getting away from you. And you have to constantly tune this thing to see what works. Because again, as you go different places, and you guys back there in Ohio, you guys go to Indiana and Virginia and even down in Alabama and different places, and the dirt's going to be different. It's not going to be exactly the same everywhere.
It's different even in Ohio from one spot to another.
Yeah.
I could go to the Swank, take some dirt home. I go to the Norris, take some dirt home, and I can tell the difference between them. The difference between that dirt, Norris, the Double D, I can tell the difference because it's the surrounding rock is different. Like at the Double D, you're going to find a lot of rock that's fossils or has a lot of fossils in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I found a trilobite at the Double D.
Yeah. The Swank, you're going to find these brown rocks that are layers. They're just, every area has its own different material.
Yep, stuff you run into. Like down at Bill's, you run into like a real, I don't know what you would call it. It's a real dark. It's right there with your gold. It's real heavy. There's little chunks of it. Bill says it's silver, but I don't think it's silver.
I don't know.
I've never
been
tested
to Bill's.
it.
Yeah,
I've never tested it, but you get a lot of it in your pan, especially at the upper part of his place there. When you pan it down, it's right there with your heavies, and it is heavy, and there's small chunks of it, and it's silvery looking.
Maybe it's platinum.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to test it.
Silver would be a blackish tarnish.
Yeah, it's a more dark gray when it's raw silver.
Right, silver is right.
Now,
I'd be curious to what it is, and I've saved a bunch of it. I've got some saved just to test it and see what it is.
Thomas says there's lots of pyrite at Bill's. Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what I'm finding.
Yeah.
I know it's right there with your gold.
I noticed somebody on there said that they wanted to sell some of their gold. And let me just mention, I don't have. Let me make this comment before I forget, and that is that if anybody wants to sell any of their gold, just contact me at iPan for Gold, and I can hook you up.
There you go.
Go ahead.
Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, Ed and Company, and hello, Michael. This is John from Texas.
Hey, John. How you doing?
John, buddy.
Doing great. Just wanted to make mention, now, with Michael's products on Paying for Gold, you can get set up for monthly shipments on them, and I believe there's a slight discount to it. But I've got the small one, the high-grade gold shipment coming in every month, and let me tell you, it is never disappointing. And there's plenty of challenge to it, but never disappointing.
Hey, listen, you guys know John. John has got the sweetest heart of
about
anybody I know. What a great guy!
I'm telling you.
And John, I don't know if you've shared anybody with your situation down there. Have you shared openly about that?
No, I haven't.
Okay, all right. Well, I won't say anything about it, but just I made a shipment to John one time, and somebody stole it out of his mailbox. Imagine that.
Oh,
So I mean, right away.
And you know what?
It, but
you know what really sucks?
That's maddening,
Nothing worse
what
than
really
thief.
Sucks? Well, yeah, absolutely nothing worse
he
than
could have dug in his driveway and found it.
Right.
They'll take that dirt and they won't know what it is and they'll throw it out. that's what's going to suck about that.
Right,
Oh,
half
yeah.
of them are better
No,
than half.
True.
Yeah, I think
True.
Rich Cooley panned some of John's driveway dirt.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Rich Cooley wants you to talk a little about your monthly club or whatever it is.
Oh, it's just all my normal. Well, John, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Well, I want to say personally, I love you, man. You're a great guy, and I really appreciate your spirit. And I always enjoy speaking with you. So thank you for your encouragement and support of our little business, my brother. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. Like I say, every time I've got a shipment from you, I've never been disappointed. I've gotten the regular shipments, I've gotten the specials, and it doesn't matter whichever it is, you're a winner every time.
Well, bless you. Thank you so much. Nothing makes me happier than having friends. I like to refer to my customers as my friends rather than customers, but having happy friends and customers really makes me smile. I appreciate it, John. Thank you.
No problem. I just wanted to let everybody know if they've never tried it, they don't know what they're missing.
Thank you, John.
All right. Y'all have a great evening.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, to answer Rich's question, I've got basically a 4-pound shipment, 2-pound, and right now we got a special for Black Friday and then the high grade thing. But any of my products can be turned into a subscription thing where you purchase a subscription and it's good until you cancel it. And the same day every month, your credit card gets charged unless you don't want it to, or you can end it at any time. And also, I think one really significant thing is we've got a low price guarantee. So you know how gold goes up and down all the time. If you have to, if you have to buy gold like I do, I have to buy because I don't have it in my backyard or my driveway. You know, I've got to go find sources for it. So I have to scrounge around to try to get a good price on my gold. And if the price goes way up, then I have to raise my prices or lower my prices. Well, one of the things that I try to do is I give my customers a low price guarantee, which means if the price goes up, their price, my subscribers, their prices do not go up. They stay the same as they were. And if my prices go down, I give them the lower price, the new price. So I've got one guy that's, gosh, he's killing me because my guarantee is he's getting it like $30 a month less than what everybody else would be paying just because he got in at the particular time that he did and the price was right and stuff. But yeah, so good for him.
Yeah, I mean that's an awesome guarantee when you think about it. I mean, if I got in on that when the price was at $1,500-$1,600 an ounce, right now I'd be getting it for what?
$1,200 an ounce. Yeah, because the prices go down, you know, and again, as they go up, and if it goes up, your price won't go up. So I just think that's a neat thing to do to encourage and reward the loyalty of those folks. Right. And I really appreciate it.
And let's face it, that's part of your service too, is customer service.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're only going to sell me one bag of bad dirt.
Right.
You know, you're not going to sell me any more than that. So yeah, that would be like something that you go, okay, yeah, I got to sell Jesse more than one bag. So I want to make sure I put gold in there for him.
There's different kinds of gold buyers, though. You need to understand that people who buy PayDirt, they fall generally into two camps. Mm-hmm. One camp is the people want to know exactly how much they're getting, and the first thing they do is they get out their calculator after they get it out and see if they've got a good return.
Right.
You know, if they've got it good. The other people don't want to know what's in there. They want the discovery aspect of it to be more important. And so how do you guarantee a minimum amount of gold and at the same time satisfy the needs of customers who don't want to know how much is in there? So that's one of the things that we've done with this Black Friday special thing. We've got a base amount, and then we add anywhere between 1/4 to 1 1/4 grams. So you really don't know how much is going to be in there. Which is more like prospecting, right? You never know what you're going to get. So it tends to satisfy both sides of the equation, I think.
Yeah.
One of my best friends, in fact, my partner, he refuses to buy my PayDirt because he knows he's going to get a certain amount, at least a certain amount all the time. He likes the mystique, the mystery of not knowing, you know.
Well, that was the thing that actually got me to buy a bag of Doc's PayDirt. Because what he was saying was, look, this stuff has not been searched, nothing's been added, right off the dredge. We have no idea.
Oh, he does say that PayDirt.
Unsearched. It's been. I know I was in the gold. How much is there? I can't tell you. You know, and that's what and at that time, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for something. I didn't want to know what I was getting. I was more into learning to pan. You know,
it's like,
I already knew how to pan lead, so so you know, because that's what I practice with lead first because.
Oh, see, I hate panning with lead. I don't. I think you got to pan with gold.
I understand that, but if you're able to keep the lead,
I know,
right?
I know.
I bought a bag of PayDirt and I just kept mixing the dirt back with it and repanning it time after time after time.
Well, I agree with Deborah. She says it's the thrill of the hunt, and I agree.
It is.
Like I said earlier, there's nothing beats being able to scout ground all on your own, pick a spot, dig it, run it, process it, pan it, and see that piece of gold. Nothing beats it.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Well, see, there's the thrill for me too. The difference between PayDirt and what I call wild gold.
Right.
You know, PayDirt is stuff that's already been found, been processed, been worked, been separated. Now it's been put back in the dirt for me to buy and find again. And that's well and good, especially if you're someone new that's trying to learn how to pan, or just wants to to gather gold without maybe not be able to go out in the stream because of whatever reason. Either physical, not able to do it, or and then you look at it. I know some people want to look at it like an investment, and that's not really the way to look at it.
Yeah,
but one way you can look at it is, okay, if I drive 2 hours, spend all day, digging and panning and all day, and I come home with 10 little pieces of gold, where I could spend half as much and get twice as much,
Yeah, and the first question your wife asks you is, how much is that worth?
Exactly. So, I mean, when you weigh all those things, sometimes I understand why people want to buy PayDirt. I understand why it's a growing business. And I've noticed, too, that you really got to be careful on who you deal with.
Yeah,
there are people out there that will.
We have another call.
Oh, why are they calling me?
Hello, caller. What's your name? Where you're from?
Hey, this is Ronald from Minnesota.
Hey,
Ron.
Hi, Ronald.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thank you.
Same to you, sir.
And I was on my video today, and I had to put my phone in my pocket because I went into the post office, and someone, I don't know, Jesse had told someone that they were in my pocket at the moment.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, Ronald does a live going to the post office on YouTube or on Facebook.
Oh, so I got also a radio show too.
Right. So I got.
Yeah, I'll mention that. If I can mention that, Ed, can I mention that? And then I'll ask a question from Michael. I got a question from Michael.
I guess I will, since you advertised our show on your page. Be my guest.
All right, yeah, I have a little radio show on Earth Radio on Mixlr.com, but my website is www.earthradio.com. And I do advertise some other people on there that are in the gold prospecting, and not only advertise, but I just share their website and stuff like that, and I enjoy doing that. And it's mainly to further the interest and the knowledge and information about gold prospecting, not really to do any personal advertising. So I enjoy sharing what I know and what other people are sharing and what they know and learn and can share with the people, that might be interested in getting into the hobby, so to speak. And anyway, Michael.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, Michael, I had a question for you about that copper round. Do you make your own mold for that, or do you have someone make a mold for that, or you produce that yourself, or does someone make it for you?
Which one did you get?
The copper round that you gave away in the past with the PayDirt before.
Was it the one with the Indian on it or the prospector?
It says I pan for gold on it.
Oh, you mean the sticker?
Oh yeah, no, it was the copper round, the actual copper round. There was a coin that you had produced or made or something a while back. This was a while back.
I'd like to see that.
I got a gold pan.
I think somebody's ripping me off. No, I've never made any copper rounds at all, Ron.
Oh, okay. I wonder where that one was from then. Okay, maybe I got the wrong company. Well, all right. Well, that's a good idea then.
Take a picture and send it to me. No, but I do like to put copper rounds in my shipments. Not all the time, but just sometimes. In fact, Bill Brewer at Carolina Prospectors, he did that on a shipment that I purchased from him, and I just thought that was such a neat thing to do. So I kind of stole that idea from him.
Yeah, so I thought that you had made one with the I pan for gold on it.
No, the copper rounds that I put out, they're in a plastic protector case, and sometimes I put an IPAN for gold sticker on the back of it, but that's it.
I've they weren't actually pressed that way. You put a sticker on it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I got the gold prospector one. I ordered.
And that's what I was talking about, Ed. Yeah, that's one I was talking about, Ed. But I thought that was the actual coin that said I pan for gold on it. All right. Okay, well that answered my question anyway.
Well, now you got Ray wondering. Ray's going to go look at his copy. See what you
so when you're looking at a river, all right, I went to this one place in Wisconsin a while back, and as I was looking at the river, I was able, you were talking about how you learn how to take the information you got in your head, and you go to the river and you can actually look at the river and actually tell where gold could be. Okay. What most people don't realize is that gold is the same as it was, a million years ago. It's still gold. It still acts the same way as it did before. It's still heavier than water, and it still flows with water. And what's interesting is where it was before, it'll be there again, or it'll be there, along the same river in the same area, I would think,
Oh, well, that's why they say, look where they found gold.
Right. And you think about the 1849ers, they weren't able to get all the gold. I mean, you think about how much they did move and how much was left behind.
Yep.
And then how much gold is left now on the earth, and we could never get it all in our lifetime. Yep. There would just be no way to actually get it, I mean, we can get a lot. We can get a lot in our lifetime, but we can never get it all. And whether, like the little commercial says, you want to get it all, that one tool, that one machine. I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, it says you want to get it all.
Yep.
But anyway,
Ron, that's why the best place to look for gold is where it's been found before, because whoever was there before didn't get it all. Nobody ever gets all of it. There's always something there.
Right.
And also,
I don't care. I don't care. You're talking about how small it was. I don't really care how small it is because it all adds up.
Well,
and
the neat thing about it too is that gold appears more or less randomly in the ground. It's not evenly distributed. So you can be digging in an area where just little pieces here and there, and all of a sudden hit a pocket and pull an ounce out of there. That can happen. And that can happen.
I haven't had that happen yet, but
even in Ohio, that can happen.
Oh, I'm looking. I keep
now
looking.
You're stretching it.
Nugget. It's around.
Now you're stretching it.
They've been found
well, thank you guys.
You're welcome, Ronald.
I appreciate it, and remember to check out my page, and I'll put anybody's link up there if they want. And Michael, if you want me to leave your IPAM for gold up there, I'll leave it up there. Even after the show for ad changes next week or whatever, I'll still leave your link up there if you want.
Thank you so much, Ron. I really appreciate that. Absolutely. I'll take
no problem. Yeah, no cost. I just enjoy sharing what I know and the connections I have, and hopefully somebody will learn something from it, and hopefully they'll get some gold,
Absolutely.
All right, good deal.
Thank you very much,
We'll talk
Ron.
to you later. Yeah, have a great holiday and enjoy your weekend. All right.
You too,
Ron.
Bye.
Hey guys, I think I've said this before, but one of the things I've found in the gold prospecting community is I have run into some of the best people I've ever run into in my life. The people I run into, everybody is so helpful, and they love to talk about it, and they'll do anything for you. It's just
we have our secretive side.
Well, of course.
Well, I have to say though,
most of us do anyways. Not everybody. Some people like to show where they're at.
I think I remember Rich bringing out his new high banker he had just built or just bought or something. This is when I was at the Gold Rush days up there 2 or 3 years ago.
Right.
I think Rich, I may not have the facts right, but Rich was out there and he was getting it set up and stuff. And I think I saw some little kid about 10 years old come over and start pointing out to him the things he had wrong with it. The 10-year-old was going to instruct him on how to set up his sluice box. That can be annoying. But
we're all experts. Just ask us.
Yeah.
You ask any miner how to do something, and they will all tell you.
Oh yeah.
But that's okay. That's how you learn. I mean, the reality is that's how you learn something. You ask and listen and tweak their ideas here, tweak their ideas a little bit there, and
Well, and ultimately you've got to give it a shot and try something and find what works for you.
Right.
It's kind of like trying to teach somebody how to pan. I mean, look how many different ways there are of panning. Everybody does it different. There's no two people do it the same, I don't think.
All right.
So there's plenty to learn from everybody.
Well, whatever works for you, whatever you can do to keep and separate the gold, and keep it in your pan, whatever you got to do.
Yeah, whatever works for you.
Right.
Yep. That's right. I'm curious, your audience there. Who are some of the people that review PayDirt that you really pay attention to and you think are credible? I'd be interested in seeing people post on the chat thing over there. Who are some of the sources that they rely on for gold PayDirt reviews?
Well, I know there's a few pages out there on Facebook.
There's lots of them. Yeah.
Some of but the problem is some of them are not really review pages because they only want to hear reviews about their product. So it's like I was saying earlier. You really got to research and because there's places out there that are just selling nothing, just selling you, I'm like, ever since I started doing, David Villa mentioned Felix, he thinks they're number one. I think the only real reviews that you can really count on are your own. I mean, because I can, buy a bag from somebody or have them give me a bag and I can go, it's the best stuff in the world. Just keep giving me bags. I'll say it all day long. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I think the best reviews you can give them are just the ones that you do. So if you want to know where the best painter is, really, you got to go out and buy it. You got to research it.
Yeah.
I know, like I said, there's a lot of places out there that do lot of Facebook pages out there that have PayDirt reviews, but then you check them out and you watch them and looks pretty biased, or all they are is just people complaining, and you don't get any real reviews. And then you got people on YouTube doing reviews, and you spend a half hour watching somebody just pan, and that, believe me, is boring. So I don't know who's out there. No one's saying anything. I was hoping somebody would respond, but no one is.
Well,
there's been a couple.
David said Felix, and Thomas I go by word of mouth. Ray,
don't read Ray. Don't read Ray's.
I'm gonna read Ray's. And as much as I like Doc, MDV's gold is far better.
Whatever.
The only PayDirt I ever had was Eureka Joe's. That's what I got one time. Eureka Joe's. And it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I got some good. I like Dirt Hog. Darren up there in British Columbia.
See, I've never heard. How you going, Beth?
What's that, Jesse?
I said I've never had dirt from up there. I keep trying to win some, but I never do.
Well, I haven't either.
You could buy some once in a while, Jess.
I could buy some, you said.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Darren's gold Dirt Hogs.
No, just blew the dust out of my wallet.
Sounds like my wallet.
Anyway,
and
I like Dirt Hogs.
And really, honestly, that's one of the reasons I don't buy PayDirt, because I really can't afford it.
Yeah. Well, that's a good reason. That's a reason.
A very painful reason, but it is, the reason that I have.
If you buy PayDirt, you can't go to the creek and see your buddies.
Right. See,
yeah, you can.
That's my gas money to get there.
Yes,
exactly.
You can do both.
My gas money.
I wish I was that rich, sir. I can do one or the other, not both.
So for me, it's going to the creek when I can. Going.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Thomas. Thomas said he's never had any of MDV sold. Okay, Thomas. The link is down in my description. Click on it, go over there, and at least buy a sampler. You will not be disappointed. I promise you.
And if you are, Ed will give you your money back.
Good luck.
No, if you are, I'll give you your money back. That's for sure. No, but anyway,
no, I have 100% confidence in my claim, Michael. He will not be disappointed.
Well, so let me. I got a question for you. Let's say, okay, I'm getting ready to. Let's say I decide, okay,
spit it out.
I want to sell PayDirt. What do you suggest would be like the most important thing you should know or do to do that?
Well, the most important thing is being able to buy raw plaster gold as cheap as you can.
Okay.
Because it's gold. PayDirt is like everything else. It's everything else that is for sale. You buy low, sell high. That's how it works. It's a business.
Right.
And it annoys me, frankly, is there's some people that say, I'm not going to pay over spot for PayDirt, because that's all it's worth. And then they get into the purity, it's not really 100% pure, da-da-da-da-da-da.
Well, right.
But again, as we've already said, we're selling the discovery. That's what we sell. Right. We don't sell the gold. So it's a different market.
If you're doing it to make a profit, then you need to.
Oh yeah, there's people that honestly think they can buy enough PayDirt to make money, that they're going to get gold that's worth more than what they buy, which may be true if they hold it for 10 years.
Or they're jaded.
I was going to say that too. That'd be something that you could invest
which could happen.
Hope it goes up.
I know of a guy that had inherited a whole bunch of PayDirt that his grandfather had or something, and he made a killing on it because his grandfather got it for practically nothing, and he was able to sell it, so he did really well. But the most important thing is a good, steady supply of gold. And that's one of the reasons why I mentioned, hey, if anybody wants to sell your gold, give me a shot. I'll make you an offer, because it's very hard to find. To me, buying gold is very hard to find, because you've got to add some kind of margin in it. And frankly, for the last 3 years, I think I said this before, I lost money 3 years in a row because I wasn't charging enough, or actually I was putting too much gold in there, and giving it away. But so you got to have good business sense, which I'm learning. Okay, but you got to have a good source of gold. And then the other thing that just absolutely key, as far as I'm concerned, is really good customer service. The downside of buying from Dirt Hog, and again, I recommend Dirt Hog. I think you guys should buy from him. But they're in Canada, and it takes a couple of weeks to ship it. Okay, but there's also a lot of places.
A couple of weeks, is it?
Well, it's right around 2 weeks for me, is what I've experienced. But there's also places in the U.S. that do the same thing.
Right.
And you got to be responsive to your customers, and that's why one of our really high priorities is if I get an order before noon, I ship it the same day. I've made two and three trips to the post office just to take shipments out.
So, and the reason I'm asking that is because we got a person in here that's talking about doing that, and he has several properties. Do you recommend just getting your bags just from your operation?
Well, if you've got enough gold to do it with, sure. I mean, you're not going to get it cheaper, I would assume. You're not going to be able to get it cheaper than from your own operation.
Right. Well, even that costs.
Yeah.
I mean, that has a cost.
Time.
But sure. if you study some of the financial reports of some of the really big gold companies, like Barrick and some of the other ones, they list in their reports the all-in costs of production. And the all-in costs of production right now are right around, for some of these companies, right around $600 an ounce. So that gives them, if it's $1,200, they got another $600 to play with that they can. Now, selling it can be a big expense too, but
there's got to be an
they've
expense
got some
there
margin to play with,
Right.
If I have to buy it at 95% of spot, I've got to price it at 120% to make, or 115 or something, so I can make some money on it. Otherwise, I'm just churning and just not getting anything out of it.
So if it's only costing you, let's say it's only costing you $600 to get an ounce, then you split that up and bag it up and
sure,
whatever price range you want to go.
Yeah, but understand that's for the really big, really efficient companies. Smaller, less sophisticated companies, the costs go up.
Right, because there's someone here talking about doing that, and that's why I asked you that. Maybe you could help them out. That's
sure. Have them shoot me an email. I'd be happy to talk.
Well, no, I think your explanation might have been helpful. It might have been helpful enough. So he's asking, so you won't pay spot?
Not if I can get it for less, no.
Right.
And I've paid 20% over spot in the past. It just kind of depends. I've just recently gotten some sources where I can get it for 85 and 90. So that's.
And you probably paid over spot for some of your really nice specimen stuff.
Yeah, and again, Dirt Hog, I don't know if you all remember, but about 1.5 years ago, he was selling a whole bunch of nuggets. And he was selling them at spot plus 10%, which for those nuggets is just crazy cheap.
Right.
I don't know how he ever did. I need to send him an email and ask him how that sale came out. But, man, those were great prices on nuggets. I mean, they were big ones, too. But,
nuggets can be a problem in themselves.
Well, the uniqueness of them is what makes them so expensive.
Well, the difference between a real nugget and a man-made nugget,
yes,
is something else.
Hey,
a man-made nugget, yes, sir.
Tell us about fake gold.
I don't know about fake gold.
Oh, I thought you were.
No, I just know that there are people out there that
manufacture nuggets.
Fake nuggets.
It's a real gold, but they've made the nugget.
Yeah,
right.
I saw on Gold Day. I saw an article on that.
Oh, right. Did you? Yeah, I think I've seen it too. Yeah. Oh, that's right. That was where I saw it.
I've heard David talk about that before from Gold Day.
Right.
So. Yeah. Let me real quick answer Jonathan Parrott's question. Nuggets go for more than spot. So just that being said, okay, most of the gold that you sell in PayDirt are not half a gram or larger. I mean, you get some. I know some of my customers get some, but you start getting up bigger like that, it's going to be more than a spot usually.
Right. Well, I guess that was a point that on some of these nuggets, they make the nuggets because you can get more for a bigger nugget than you can for your half ounce or ounce bottle of powdered gold. Fly poop.
Yep. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and you can get 100 minus gold for right around 80% spot if you look around. Or less.
You take that ounce of minus 100, smelt it down into a nugget and fake form it.
Yep.
And you can sell it for more than what you actually have into it.
Yeah, and it's maybe a nuance, but I don't know. It's all in our head as to what's more valuable than something else. But I remember seeing a video from Australia where a guy was pouring liquid gold, molten gold, into a 55-gallon drum of cold water that was cut in half, and it was all full of cold water, and he was pouring molten gold into it, and it was creating flakes of gold, big flakes, that you probably wouldn't be able to tell it wasn't real, natural. There are, as David Villa says, there are a lot of gimmicks and scams everywhere. He's absolutely right.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Nothing new under the sun.
Fake bars, gold-plated titanium bars, I believe they're titanium.
Tungsten. They use tungsten too.
Correct. Yeah. Tungsten, because that's really close to the same weight as gold. Tungsten. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and the smaller bar that you buy, the harder it is to detect whether or not it's real or not, because the weight variation gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So you got to have a really accurate scale to differentiate. Whereas for a kilo bar, that one's pretty easier anyway. But if you get it down to 1 gram or something, how do you tell?
Right.
It's tough.
Right.
You can scratch it, drill a hole in it, and give up 10% of your gold.
Right. Lose it all. Well, by the way, you got to leave the shavings here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, phone lines are still open. Come on, let's make use of this phone number that's been provided to us by Bill, Carolina Prospector.
Yay, Bill. Bill's a good guy.
Yes, he's a very good man. So call on in. Thomas, call on in. Someone, call in. Ask our guest a question.
Yeah, I've mentioned before Don Finley from Gold Strike Adventures out in Colorado. I've had the opportunity to go out with him 2 or 3 times, and I've taken my kids and stuff, and we had a great time. I really like Don. He's quite a character, a little eccentric.
Oh yeah, he was a great guest. I believe
he's a great
Michael
guy.
Called why he was on, if I remember right.
Me? No, I didn't call. But
I could have swore you did. Oh well. Yeah.
No, I think I talked about him going to be on. I got busy or something. But he was interviewed on another show a couple of years ago, or three, maybe 4 years ago, and he was the guy that encouraged me to start selling PayDirt, because I really like that, and I had spent a lot of time. In some ways, he's mentored me and what little success I've had. So I appreciate him a lot. And he's got pretty good prices on his gold too. And he sells his gold more as where Don's, his primary focus for his business is selling his trips. Taking people out and going prospecting, and because of him, I've been able to go to the South Platte River, which is inside the city limits of Denver, and I've gone on Clear Creek, and I've gone up Boulder Creek, and I've seen places I never would have been able to see. So I appreciate Don.
I want to get out to Colorado and go on one of Don's adventures. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you from?
Hi, Ed. This is Ray. Just figured I'd give you guys a shout, say how you guys are doing.
Doing great. How are you,
man?
Hey, Ray, if you
I'm trying to stay warm. It's damn cold up here.
Well, I hear you're in Alaska, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's cold up there, don't it?
Well, they say it's supposed to snow 9 inches, so that's going to mean it's going to warm up a lot. So if it warms up that much, I actually got a perfect weekend with the tides right. I'm going to try to put my dredge in the shop, get it warmed up enough, and maybe go dredging this weekend.
Cool.
Get the dredge warmed up?
Yeah, because it's been out.
I haven't really talked to you since you sent us that box. That was awesome. That was some awesome beach sand. I'm going to tell you. I don't know if you saw the pictures that I posted. And the gold claw.
Over on GPS?
Yeah, I think I posted it on there too. I posted a picture of my gold claw with all that fine stuff in it and the floating gold. And if not,
I have to go back and look at that again.
Let me see if I can send that to you real quick.
Hey, Ray.
Yeah.
You know, instead of it's costing you $50 a day, if you quit smoking, you'd cut that down to 40.
Actually, chop it down to 30.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's a pretty good return right there. That's 40%.
Yeah,
yeah, they're $10 a pack up here.
Well, they should be up there.
We get in our fuel. Our fuel just went up this week too. I just drove by it today, and I seen it went up today. It went from $3.22 a gallon to $3.56 a gallon today.
Wow! Ouch!
And I thought paying $2.40 something was bad.
Yeah, no kidding.
Everything's expensive in the AK.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think with all this oil up here we'd take and build our own refinery and it'd be cheaper, but no.
No doubt, huh?
Hey, Ray?
Yeah.
I told the guys about your lava lamp project. You know, if you could probably get some of those used and make some money selling those things.
Well, I'm sure hoping I'm going to have a good enough year next year and get out there with the tides being better and actually get some gold, because I didn't get very much gold this year.
Yeah.
I think altogether I got maybe 2.5 ounces compared to 2015, where I had probably, I think altogether I got 13 or 14 ounces that year.
Ray, you're not going to get much sympathy from this crowd.
Talking to the wrong people.
2 ounces.
Go talk to your Juno buddies about that.
Yeah, really. Good grief.
I kind of got to doing some math about that the other day, thinking about it. It actually just really comes down to hours. It really, really does come down to hours. I was talking with my buddy, Russ, out there with that other long tom. And we started doing the math, and altogether, he ran about 60 days. He had 60 days of really good mining. And as it came out, he's averaging about 3 grams. Let's see, how did it come out? 3 grams an hour. And 3 grams an hour. No, it's 3 yards. It was 3 yards an hour. He's running 3 yards an hour, and he was getting on a 5-hour day. Out of that 60 days, he got 29 ounces of gold.
Wow.
But that 60 days you've got to be out there, whether it's raining and being nasty, and you got to be able to be available for every one of those tides, whether the tide happens on a Monday or a Tuesday. But when you figure it out, 29 ounces ain't that much money when you figure it's also split. You got the cost of running per day.
Right.
And you got the cost of 2 guys working. It's because it's that big of a dredge, or it's a high banking dredge. It's too big. It's too big and too hard to run by yourself.
So you got the cost of the operation that comes off the top.
Yep.
And then you got to split whatever is left over after that. So now that's even half.
So so far I've not seen a profitable gold mining recreationally. I mean, the person you really have to look at it as, this is fun, right? I'm working my ass off for fun.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Or just beat your self in the head with a hammer every day, whichever.
Yeah, I kind of see that.
So that's where I kind of feel for, MDV. You actually make a lot of people's dreams really do come true, because, being able to get that dirt and know for a fact when you dump in that gold pan, you're going to find a little bit of gold. That just don't happen to anybody hardly. And,
that's true.
Guys like MDV and those guys that sell PayDirt, they make dreams happen for all kinds of people.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah. People can't get out to the creek.
We got the fever, man. We got the fever.
I mean, can you imagine having the fever and not being able to get out? Have no resources or not physically able to,
Just stuck there for some reason.
Well, and there's a good point for gold panning bags. And one of the people that MDV services, disabled people that live vicariously through us prospectors on YouTube or whatever, and they can pan for it themselves in the comfort of their home.
Yep.
Well, and just like El Schwenko's doing with the VA, over there helping his, giving these guys at the Veterans Administration something to do. You sit there and you sit there and you sit there, and finally somebody can come over and give you something to do. And I don't care how old or how young you are, playing in the dirt and the water, if you're a guy, that's fun. That's good time.
Heck yeah, it is.
Richard Peel has a question for you, Michael. You send out crushed quartz?
Well, I haven't, but hey, I'm a businessman, so I could work it out.
Give him a call, Richard.
Yeah, just send me an email at iPan for Gold. That's my website. That is my website. www.ipanforgold.com. You can even spell iPan for Gold with a FOUR or an FOR. It don't matter. Any of those, I have all those domains, so whatever works is fine. Yeah, just send me your questions.
You got all those things sewed up, huh?
Yeah, well, I did.
So I got a question for MDV. So
Yes,
on your big trommel operation, are you going to be able to really get that up and running and give us some good videos? I was looking for it this year, but I don't know, things must have happened. You didn't quite get her up and running as much as you wanted.
Oh man, that's a sore subject right now.
There's always something happening.
Sore subject. Yeah, we're. I'm not sure if there's a future for the trommel, or the property or anything. It's just it's not looking real good right now.
Oh, that's
Is that a byproduct of
my best
the
answer
storm?
is I don't know. What's that?
Is that a byproduct of the storms?
No. It's a very complicated. If you get into even on the periphery of the whole gold industry, the gold mining industry, there's so much intrigue and stuff going on all the time, and secrecy and confidentiality, and all this.
Right.
It's really complicated. Let me just put it that way, and I'm kind of getting caught up in that, so kind of out of my control.
Yeah, and then back east, you got to actually have private property back east too. You can't actually just stake a claim.
That's right. It's all private property, and we have to get permission from the owners, and that's challenging too. And the poor people. And I know some guys that are able to dredge up in Dahlonega. They are very, very fortunate, because so many people up there who own property in Dahlonega have been approached by people who wanted to gold mine, or just went on their property without asking. And it really hurts the rest of us who legitimately want to try to get out there.
We can't do that just go onto people's property. You got to ask permission. You got to get that permission. Get it in writing. Hey, even if you got to make a deal with the owner, you know. But you can't just go out there and you know, do it illegal like that. That's just bad for everybody.
That's bad.
Yeah, bad.
Okay, guys. Well, I don't want to type the phone lines too awfully long, but I wanted to call in and tell old El Schwenko I sure appreciate his work and effort he does with Ed and Dano. You guys do really good, and Michael there at iPad for Gold. Keep the dream alive, man. You're sure are helping out a lot of people. You got a big heart, buddy.
Well, I appreciate that,
and Razor, check your messages. I sent you a video and a photo.
All right, yeah, I'll check it out later. But I got to go get ready for my suit and tie meeting tonight, so I got to go get in.
All right, thanks for calling, Ray.
For what it's worth, Ray, every time I talk to you and even hear your name, you put a smile on my heart, buddy. I appreciate you.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Thank you.
All right, well, everybody that's there in the chat room, good to BS with you, old Tolliver and all them other guys, and another big guy that really helps out everybody. That does a lot of favors for the VAs and is old Pennyweight, old Thomas, man. I'll tell
Thomas,
you, he's another one with a big heart too. So, and God bless
John.
you all, and y'all take care.
All right, buddy.
Take it easy, Ray.
Thank you, Ray. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Yes.
All righty. Bye.
Bye.
Ray's a great guy, and he also does a lot for our community.
Yes, he does.
I love his attitude and his outlook. He was a real good guest on our show too. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I hung up on he's a TV star now. I hung up on a caller because Ray called. Please call back. Phone lines are back open.
Call now.
Lines are open.
419-741-4090.
Yeah.
Okay, there was another question. Oh, you already answered that one. Somebody call in.
Somebody call quick.
Yeah. Phone lines are
or
back
ask a question in the chat room too. We'll get them on the.
Did we ever
talk
about?
We have a caller.
Oh, caller.
Oh. Hello, caller. Where are you calling from? What's your name? No, it's what's your name and where are you calling from?
Wait.
You guys sound all messed up now. I don't even know if I
that's Thomas.
If it isn't Lucky Ducky Dog folks himself.
And then I got to follow Raid. I mean, how am I going to do that?
Dude,
I can't.
What? Look, I haven't heard a thing about your birthday song last week.
My birthday?
Did you like it?
Oh, God.
Did we embarrass you?
Oh, that was just so funny. I was like, really?
You had to do it.
But I do thank you guys for giving it the wholehearted try, though.
We tried.
You're more than welcome, our friend. Now, if Chris Chadwick comes in tonight, he might get it too. It's his birthday.
Yeah, it is. It's his birthday today.
Oh, wow. Isn't it?
That's probably why he won't get on tonight.
Anniversary too, yes. Yeah, he was on last week when we did it to Thomas, so you're probably right.
I ain't gonna get on there. They're gonna sing to me.
Thomas, you got a question for our guest tonight?
Yeah, I do. It's going to be one he's probably going to be hesitant to answer, but I'm going to ask anyway.
Bring it on, buddy.
I guarantee you one thing. If he doesn't want to answer it, he's going to tell you.
Yep.
Well, okay. I would expect no less than that. All right, MDV, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Thomas.
Good.
I echo what the guys said. I appreciate your kind spirit. You're a gentle person from what I've seen, and I appreciate that a lot. I really like your drone videos that you did at the Swank last year, whenever that was. That was awesome.
Well, thanks. I don't know how good I am at it, but I try.
Better than me.
Better. You getting better?
I crash drones.
Yeah, well, just don't crunch them. Yeah. All right, so Thomas, what's your question, buddy?
My question is, I make trips to Georgia probably at least once a year, if not twice a year.
Yeah.
Other than G&G, are there any other good places to go? I'm probably just going to be running a stream sluice, so I'm not bringing any equipment.
Other than where?
Other than G&G, Golden Gem.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, Golden Gem's grubbing is the closest thing you'll get to just going out into the woods somewhere. But because, as we said earlier, all the property is private property. So unless you know somebody who's got access to gold-bearing property, it's really tough. Mr. Tim, I think it was. Y'all remember who Mr. Tim is?
Oh yeah,
yeah, Mr. Tim.
I think he made a trip down to Georgia. He walked up to doors, knocked on the door, and asked for permission. And he did some. I think it was high banking. I don't think he did any dredging and stuff. I don't think he had that great a success with it. I mean, he could tell you better himself. But I personally, I'm kind of locked into this one place that I'm at right now, and it was, invitation only type thing. I got invited. I kind of got into the inner circle, and now it's kind of going away. So that's kind of fading away. Unless you can find someone who owns the property who's willing to give you permission, it's pretty tough. It's really tough. My partner and I were invited up once to the northwest to prospect some streams, the northwest side of Dahlonega. And I tell you what, just showing up and just trying to pick a spot to dig and to see if there's anything in there is really challenging and work. And it's almost impossible to do in just 3 or 4 hours. You need 3 or 4 weeks almost to do that type of thing. But like I said, it's just really rare. I just don't know of many places where you can go.
Are you an LDMA member, Thomas?
No, not LDMA. No.
Okay, because they have their Loud Mine just down the road from
it's right
Gem
next,
and
it's
Joe.
right next to Golden Gem. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's really. I think it's on the same river, even or the same stream or whatever. But it's just.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe going to one of their events or something might be a good thing. And I think you can go if you're a GPAA member under certain circumstances.
Once a year or something like that.
Right, once a year.
Yeah, once their national outings,
Yeah, and I think, Thomas, you asked me that same question about 3 years ago, because I remember you said you were coming to Georgia and you wanted to know a place to go. And I knew less then than I know now, but probably the answer is the same, unfortunately. Sorry.
It probably was me, because I usually go every year.
Where do you go, Thomas?
Well, I go visit my daughter and grandkids there in Atlanta. So usually I kind of try and sneak away, take a day or two, and just kind of sneak away and go get either G&G. Now, one year I went to Luz, but there's only about a couple hours from there. So
yeah. I don't know if
go Luz no more.
That's what I was going to ask. Is Luz still up and running or not? So I guess not.
No, she's not yet. I don't know. They're still working on it, I guess.
Yeah.
They're working on another area, I think.
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah.
Good. So is that it? Is that the only question you got, Thomas?
That was all I had for you.
Okay. Well, if I want to get involved in drones, how do I go about that? Just research or call you and ask you the ins and outs?
Well, you can call me if you want. But when you say involved, what is it you're trying to do, I guess, with your drone?
Well, I don't know.
Okay, well.
He just wants to get involved, Thomas. He wants to be involved.
Yeah, but I mean, there's different levels of involvement. I'm just an amateur, so I just went out and bought a drone. I just went out and bought a drone, learned how to fly it, and there you go.
That makes you, in this crowd, that makes you the expert.
But But yeah, I mean, you know, if you get a moderately priced drone, they're pretty easy to fly. I mean, they're not really difficult at all.
Okay.
If you just think about it logically, you know, when you first start, you want to kind of be in big open areas to kind of get an idea of how to use it, and then.
Okay, Thomas.
Yes.
I've heard enough. Anytime anybody says just think about it logically, I know there's no
cross that one off
for me.
I crossed that one off for tonight.
Yep. Thank you very much.
No problem. I'm glad I can help you.
Ran him away from him.
I have a drone also, Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried to fly it a couple times. I just can't seem to get the trim right on it. It just keeps wanting to fly back.
Here's the deal on that, Ed. I mean, Jeff.
Jesse.
I bought one before the one I have. I never got the trim right on it. Never. It would not ever settle out. And so that's when I just kind of started looking around at some of the little bit higher priced drones.
So buy another one, Jesse. That's the answer. Buy another one.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I got a question for you. Now, Ed has one too, and he flew it and crashed it right away.
Well, yeah, it's not in good shape.
I crashed it like 5 times total.
It's not in good shape at all.
What kind do you get, Ed?
It's
Kmart. They got them at Kmart.
Trim. It was from Big 5. My foster brother got it for my birthday. Okay. I don't know where the box is, but it retailed for about $100, some odd bucks. It was hard to fly. It even said not for a beginner on it.
Well, Ed said something that when he was trying to fly his and crashing it and everything, he said something that he found out he was doing wrong, and that was he didn't have his camera on there, right? Does that make a big difference on how it flies?
Well, yeah, it makes a big difference on how you see it fly.
Yeah.
No, I understand. No. What I'm asking about is how important is it to have that weight of that camera on your drone?
Depends if it's made for it.
Right.
Yeah. If you don't have a camera on it, what do you buy a drone for?
Oh, it has a camera on it.
Because I wanted to learn to fly it before I broke the camera.
Right.
You know, if I was going to crash, I'd rather crash without the
believe
camera.
Believe it or not, you're going to crash it without a camera, and you're going to crash it with a camera.
Yeah. Okay. No, I understand that, but is it that important to have the weight of that camera on that drone? Is that a problem that I'm having with it?
No, if your drone wasn't built for it, it wouldn't
still
be
should
an
center
issue.
up and fly.
No, it wasn't. It came with the drone. It's part of the drone.
Right.
But I'm trying to learn to fly it without the camera so I can learn to fly it.
But if it's detachable, then it doesn't mean it has to be on there.
Okay.
Yeah, but why learn to fly it perfectly without the camera, and then put the camera on? You're going to have to learn all over again.
What I would ask,
shifting the center of gravity.
When you use your drone, how do you turn your drone on? Because I bought this little micro drone, and you actually have to turn it on, let it set for a minute, then turn your controller on, take the throttle all the way up, the throttle all the way down, then it sets its gyroscope and everything, and then it flies. And this thing ain't bigger than maybe a quarter, and this thing flies great.
Oh, really?
Well, my problem is I just can't get my
blast. I have a blast playing with the little thing. I can't believe it flies.
Quarter?
So good. Yeah, it's not very big at all. It's a micro.
Well,
swallow that thing.
But I had to learn to hover first with that little guy. That little thing, man, you take off, it's a cooking.
Yeah, see, my problem is I can't get mine to hover. It wants to take off. I can't get the trim, and I've gone through all the steps, and it's got to warm up.
Ron Tolliver says he's got one of them little helicopters. I got a little SEMA helicopter. It's like a little gyroscope thing. I play with it all the time in the house. I fly it through the cupboards and stuff.
Well, I'm going to tell you, if you're if you're spending less than probably $450, you're probably going to have a hard time.
Yes.
Control.
I agree. I agree with you.
Mine. I get mine up in the air and it backs up.
And my biggest thing, I tell everybody, learn to hover. Learn to hover before you try to fly. Don't try to take right off and fly. Learn to hover.
I found out on mine though, the emergency button, like I thought it was like emergency hold. If you going weird and pressed it would hover. Not on mine. It dropped like a rock.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing with Thomas.
Hey guys. Hey Ed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I asked about drones.
see, you got everybody going now. But yeah, I mean,
a new show.
No, I grew up flying. I got airplanes and I got all that stuff.
Welcome to Tuesday night. Hangout Live. Drone.
But here's what really sucks. Here's what really sucks. I can fly a helicopter. I'm a helicopter mechanic.
But I can't fly this stupid drone.
But I can't fly the damn drone.
Yeah. They let you fly a helicopter?
But I know, like Thomas's drone, don't you have like trainer mode where it only goes so far away and it'll stop and hover?
Yeah, it has a beginner mode, and that was what for the first year, that's what I ran in.
Right, and that saves you.
Right. Well, yeah.
But that's paying more money for one too. That's getting a better drone.
The Phantom. You have the Phantom 3. Or?
I have the basic Phantom 3. Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's over $1,000 right there.
No, that is not on sale. That's $500 at Walmart.
Oh, okay. When you bought it, it was.
When I bought it, it was on sale. I think I got it for like $400.
Okay.
You could buy a lot of PayDirt for $500.
I know, like Phantom Pro, Phantom 4 Pro.
That's high paying for gold.
But you know what? I have never bought PayDirt. Any PayDirt I have, I've won.
All the time.
The whole thrill for me.
All the time.
All the time.
Equipment.
Oh God, I wish I hadn't said that now. See,
he's gonna start renting equipment for long. He's got so much.
But yeah, the thrill for me though is just going out and finding it. I don't. I get PayDirt and I do it just because I got it.
Well, and like you say and I say both, we all meet each other out there too, and that's part of the gold we get.
Oh, very true.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer to be out there, like Jesse says, in the wild, out there trying to find wild gold.
Sure.
What? Wild goats?
Wild gold.
Well,
not goats.
Now.
Gold. I said goats. I'm sorry.
Calm down.
He said goats.
Next thing you know, they're going to be asking to see your nuggets.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're going to get really carried away. Yeah, I get it.
It is Thomas that leads everybody in that direction.
Oh, boy. There we go.
Bad Thomas.
Hey, Thomas, are you former military?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, that's you've been to Fort Gordon, right?
Oh yeah, I've gone to Fort Gordon several times. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
yeah,
I'm signal anyway.
That was the context that you and I first made connection. I remember now. Anyway, thank you for your service, brother.
Right. Yeah, because I was going to Fort Gordon. That's right. I was going out there for a while. And was it you who sent me to what's his name?
Croissant?
Charles a lot there.
Yeah. He's our chapter president. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I ended up linking up with him actually on that trip.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Charles is a good guy. He's a former West Point. Nice. He's a West Point graduate. Good guy for West Point.
Well, he's an officer.
Yeah. So.
He's an officer. Well, you officers, I say the same thing about you.
Carry
officers
on.
Anyway.
Well, regardless of you being an officer,
yes, Jesse, go ahead.
Michael, welcome home, brother, from Vietnam.
Thank you. Good to be home.
Yes.
Okay, guys, that's all I wanted. I just had that question for you.
Thank you, Thomas.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Thomas.
Yep, and I'll talk with you guys later.
See you, buddy.
All right, brother.
See you.
All right. Bye.
So now that we've got the drone thing out of our system.
Yeah, I'm sorry I asked that question. Man.
Yeah.
We're losing
Oh,
our
don't be sorry.
here.
You just let us onto another path, and that's cool. That's what it's about.
I did see a
guys
comment.
The guys in the room got any questions?
The only thing missing.
One was saying get back to fake gold. It was a while back, and I forget who brought it up. I think it was David Villa who brought it up. It was a ways back there, but I don't know.
You had a question about it?
Well, I think Gold Bay had an article on their website where they talked about fake gold. I never read the whole thing, but
not fake gold, fake nuggets, man-made nuggets.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Because the gold is gold. I mean, they take take electronic gold and they melt it down, smelt it down, and make it look like a nugget. There's a lot of different ways they do it too. Some even put little bits of gravel and stuff in it. I remember reading about it.
Quartz or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the only reason why would you do that unless you were trying to sell it for more than because
that's why they do
premium.
That.
So
right, that's why they do that because like I was saying, nuggets bring a higher price than its weight in gold. So
yep, it's true. Well, because of the rarity. Yep.
Right, because bigger nuggets, especially anything around an ounce, they're hard to find.
Right.
Very rare. Very rare. That's true.
Except the guys in Australia.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, with metal detectors, that's incredible what they find on it. It's amazing.
Oh, yeah. Incredible stuff.
And one of just in the context of PayDirt sales and stuff, I got an order from a guy in Australia, and so I put it all together and everything. And first thing I did was I asked him, now, help me understand, why do you want to buy PayDirt from America and have it shipped to Australia? I'm just curious, and I can't remember what he said, but he really wanted it. I gave him the shipping costs and everything because it was like $65-$75 for like a 3-pound box or something. And so anyway, I was moving forward with it, going to ship it to him, and I started filling out the customs form, and I found out we are not allowed to ship gold to Australia. So
no.
Put the kibosh on that order right there.
Oh, wow.
So
wonder why.
And I found too that just shipping anywhere outside the U.S. for me personally is just really too much paperwork, red tape, and customs stuff.
I remember. Well, one of our viewers in here earlier won one of my Cabin Fever giveaways you sponsored. Michael. Remember when you mailed that
right
to Scotland?
Yeah, Scotland. Yeah.
That was Pirate Dredger who was in the room earlier.
Is that who that was? Because they were on here earlier. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, because he said it was 2:42 in the morning or something. I said, man,
right,
where the heck is he at?
Well, Rostam
that's good to know.
Here too. He's from the UK.
Ah.
So we have some Europeans in the house tonight.
Yeah.
They're late nighting.
Oh yeah.
Or early morning for them.
We could have some Aussies in too. I talked to some who say they listen to it and watch it for morning entertainment.
Yeah, to learn good English, no doubt.
Yeah, that's a good place to learn good English.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
English, Yeah, I've seen there seems to be a lot of gold prospectors and metal detectorists in Italy also. I see a lot of people come on the Facebook page and stuff from Italy.
Yeah,
Luigi.
The hell?
Luigi. Anyway. All right, let's see.
Patrick's here. He's running late. Patrick O'Masters is here now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Hey, there, I see you.
Good evening, Patrick.
Hey, Patrick. I don't know. What are you talking about, Patrick? You go back.
Got to see a new... Oh, it's a guitar.
Equinox and Axius, and no, it's a metal detector.
Oh, yeah.
A guitar.
No, a guitar.
I thought there
A guitar.
I thought the guitar.
We're gonna have a guitar segment now.
It's a detector. I was thinking of guitars for a second. With Patrick, he's a musician.
Yeah.
So.
He's also metal detectors.
Yeah.
His little granddaughter's a musician also.
I play a little bit of guitar.
And a metal detectorist.
Yeah. And a prospector.
And a prospector and a gem collector and a arrowhead hunter, and she just does it all.
Wow. Well, anyway. All right. Well, have we? You guys got any notes? Anything we haven't talked about?
Not sure.
What haven't we talked about?
Oh, I did think of one thing I wanted to say, and that is.
Go ahead.
As I've been looking at the folks in the chat room, I recognize a number of the names of some of our customers, and I just wanted to say to them, thank you so much for the support we've gotten with this Black Friday special. For the first time ever, I actually sold out of gold. But fortunately, I got another shipment in, so it came in the same day. But I've never had that happen before, and I'm very humbled and appreciative of the support that we've gotten on this. And we still got a week to go, so I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
We may run out again, but it was just I appreciate it.
Hope you do. Hope you have to order some more again.
I do too. Yeah, that's great. But thank you. Thanks to all you guys that are. Oh, that sounds good. Who's pouring something?
Somebody's getting a cold drink of something.
No, it's a hot cup of coffee.
Oh, okay.
As Doc would say, Georgia whiskey.
Okay, just a little sad note here, guys.
So
David Cassidy has died.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't he from the Partridge Family?
Yeah.
Yep, his dad was an actor, and his mom was Shirley Jones.
He was playing shows somewhere, wasn't he? Vegas or something? Or was it out in Branson, Missouri?
No, he was in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, was he? I know he was playing shows somewhere for a while there.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to hear that.
Feel good during a show or something, from what I heard, and next thing you know.
Hey, Patrick said he'll play his guitar for us.
Yeah, but we might lose listeners.
Well, yeah, but I was wondering when I saw that, I'm going, is he saying that he's going to steal all our listeners, or is he going to drive them away?
I think he's implying you would drive them away. You know.
Oh, okay.
Humble guy. You know. Oh, Michael Walker wants to talk about koi fish. Yikes! No, God forbid. No,
where's this show
we're
going?
Not the Biffles. We don't have a koi pond.
Yes. We do love GPS, but we are not GPS.
Right. GPS. Speaking of GPS.
No comment.
Why we wait for another caller and stay on, Mike. You're not done yet, Michael. Sorry.
Yes, sir. I'm here. I got you.
Okay, I didn't get to do it. Wanted to do it before Tim left, but I'm gonna do it now. Let's take a quick break for one of our sponsors here. We'll be right back. Like doing that around the hour mark, but we're getting close to the 2 hour mark, so
oh shoot. I get paid overtime.
There you go. Checks in the mail, Michael.
You get paid for this?
I'm sorry, Jess. What's supposed to tell you?
Checks in the mail.
Checks in the mail, yeah. Mm.
It might take a couple of years to get there, Michael.
Take more than that. Yeah. I really think we need to hear Patrick play some guitar, though. I think that would be cool.
His granddaughter plays a mean piano for 7 years old.
Yes, she does. She did really good.
Play a little Beethoven piece for us when Patrick was on. Oh, that was just 2 weeks ago. If you want to listen to it, Michael, watch the show from 2 weeks ago. Ava put on a really good show for our audience.
Awesome. That's awesome. So, Ed, what's the biggest nugget you ever found?
I forget the weight. My son was about 5 years old, my baby, so that was, he's 26 now. You do the math. It was in Northern California along at the mouth of the Scott River and the Klamath at the LDMA Scott River camp. It was a nice nugget, fit in my palm of the hand really nice. I think it was a little over 2 ounces.
Wow.
If I remember right.
Wow.
So
I ain't never found nothing that big.
Well, I wish I kept it. I was raising 3 kids and stay-at-home wife, working a lot of different side jobs and stuff. I sold it. And unfortunately, gold at that time was probably, if I remember right, about 300 an ounce.
Yep, I remember those days.
It was like
I used
96,
to listen to
I think.
I listened to a radio program every Saturday, and they said this guy kept coming on and saying, "Hey, gold's going to go to $400 an ounce," and at the time it was about 200, and then it was 225, and then it was 250, 275, 300. Finally, it got to 375. I finally bought some gold. It went to 400, and I sold it, and then it went to 800.
You'd only bought back when it was cheap.
Yeah.
No, that's me. Buy high, sell low. That's what I do. So.
I doubt if I'll ever find anything like. I think that was my once in a lifetime big find. I hope not.
Oh, that'd be just
not.
About. Yeah, but that'd be most people's find of a lifetime. That's huge. 2 ounces.
If
wow.
you look at some of my In the Shed with Ed videos, where I have the sound clapboard on my shelves by my on my shelf with all my goodies on it. There's a picture by that clapboard of me holding a gold pan with that nugget in it. I was actually there selling prospecting stuff because me and my friend Daryl Grimbley had a prospecting store in Cedar-Woolley, Washington called Paystreak Enterprises. And I would go to LDMA outings and stuff and be a vendor. And we went down to this. Yeah, we liked it. But it was a lot like your business. We were working to support our hobby, kind of in a way, you know. We hardly made any money at it. It was really specialized in a small area. Not a lot of prospectors, but we had a good time doing it. And I enjoyed going to different camps and prospecting and selling stuff and meeting new people.
Were you still surfing at that time?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
No? Long afterward, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
See, you could have used your wetsuit. Could have used your surfing to go dredging with or something.
Well, my surf wetsuit, when I did do my surfing growing up in OC, it was like a 3 mil wetsuit, a 2 mil wetsuit, and, you know, when the water on my claims in Washington never got above 41 degrees.
Ooh, that's cool.
Bird. Yeah, I wore 5 mil Farmer John So that gave me 10 mil in my chest cavity. So, and even then, it was about 2 hours I had to get out, wait till my face and lips turned not purple. And
that's dedication.
I don't know. Don't know if the old bones could handle it now, but I try.
Oh. Hey, you guys are having a bad influence on Jaron, I have to tell you.
How's that?
He just placed an order for iPan for gold.
There you go,
well,
Jaron.
But wait, isn't he one?
Jaron, what are you doing?
Isn't he one of your regular customers, though?
Off and on, yeah.
More regular than me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. We love you anyway, Jess.
Thank you very much, Jaron.
Yeah. Good man, Jaron. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, he got some pretty. In fact, yeah, Jaron, he won the big nugget packet thing last year.
Yes,
I think,
did.
or was it? Yeah, man, that was a bunch of nuggets. Very nice.
Yep. Yeah, he's another lucky one.
Yeah, he's another lucky dog.
Well, that's the way it goes, you know.
His name's Jaron. He's
I'm Jaron. I'm paying for gold.
Yeah.
We had a hard time getting him on there too.
Oh yeah, I want to get him on since he's
kind of shy.
He's another YouTuber. I want to get him on. He won't do it. He won't call in.
Come on, Jaron. Call in, buddy.
Call in.
I wanted to be a guest. I want to talk to him about his cool, thing that he does.
Yeah, job site mining.
Yeah,
stuff.
hell yeah.
I want him on too, Jesse, but oh no. He'll sit in front of his camera and talk, but he won't come on here.
Right.
See, you don't even have to show your face. Dano shows a gold pan.
Yeah, I show a gold pan.
He don't even call GPS.
That's he needs to call us though. He needs to come on.
Yeah, he's a good guy though. He's helped me a lot. He helped me a lot when I was doing. I don't know if you remember my commercial, the 30-second commercial I had.
Oh yeah.
He helped me put that together, and he was a really big help to me, and I appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, he's the computer whiz.
Yep.
He's really good for helping people out there, especially in the chat rooms. Here on GPS.
He's almost as good as Dano.
Oh.
What? What'd I do now?
What? Well, you got me hooked up on Skype, man. I was having problems.
Yeah, you were pretty silent there at first. We had to figure something out.
Yeah, I went through three computers.
We got it taken care of, Dano, and you got it taken care of. I was up in the little boys' room.
We all as a collective came together and made it work.
Yeah. In time for the show.
That's right.
So the reason is because Ed was out of the room? Is that what happened?
That's it.
He had to go. If he didn't go,
to visit,
we lost our
but
connection.
I'm not Chef Rock.
If he wouldn't have left when he did, he would have had to leave during the show, so it was better he left then.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this
oh man.
This show we're not
Did
on.
you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Oh, now Thomas went and bought some gold. What's going on here?
Yeah. Yay, Thomas.
Oh man.
Dig deep into your pockets and reach into your wallets and head to iPanForGold.com. Can we have another?
Oh man.
Can we have another?
Let's have a telethon.
Ed, you should have worked the deal out with him. You could have made some money on this.
Oh, he'll have to get in line.
I know, Michael. The checks in.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, our checks will probably pass each other in the mail.
There you go.
Well, I hope.
So, Michael, where do you like to go look for gold? I mean, what's your favorite places to go that you've been to so far?
As I told Thomas, I've got such an investment in this one property where I was invited to go. I got no interest in going anywhere else because every time I go, I know I can get gold every single time. The thing is, over time, we've spent so much money that we're not even close to getting payback. I mean, just not even close. So,
well,
honestly, I can't afford to go anywhere else. I gotta keep trying to look in the same place where I got all my equipment.
Right. Yeah. If I was concerned about making a profit, I probably wouldn't be doing this.
Yeah. Well, it's just I'm getting into serious money though, so I gotta.
Well, yeah. Hey, serious. Gotta have serious money to make serious money though, right?
Yeah. Well, now that I'm living on Social Security, it's real serious money.
Oh, I know about that.
Yeah. So anyway, but and I'm kind of getting. I'm 70, and so everything doesn't work as well as it used to anymore. Like metal detecting. I wish I had learned about metal detecting, 20 years ago.
Not too late now.
Well,
especially with the new machinery.
You would have to be there to pick me up if I bent down.
Oh. See, you need.
I can get down. I can't get back up.
Right. Oh, I know that. So you need a digger to hang out with you.
That's right. I can swing the detector, but somebody's going to have to dig it for me. I just can't get many volunteers to do that.
Digger.
But anyway.
Yeah, and for me, it's anywhere I go, it's 2 hours away. Well, like all of us up here, it's 2 hours away. So that's my expense is the gas money and if I stay, it's food and. And
you kind of touched on it before, but just how many people live near gold-bearing country or ground?
Right.
There's just not, at least here in the East Coast. I mean, you can point to 100 places, but golly, you've got to travel quite a ways to get there. And I was kind of thinking about this today. I think I might think about promoting the idea of patio panning.
Patio panning.
Just based on buying PayDirt and just because it is a lot of fun. It really is.
Well, sure.
You get the thrill of discovery and stuff. No, it's not like going out and digging and finding something, but I just can't do that anymore. And I've got a number of customers who are retired. They have motorhomes and they travel all around the country and stuff, and they go to different gold places to dig, and they still buy my PayDirt because it gives them it helps them keep that fever under control. They just
right.
It's just a fun thing to do. That's why we all do it. It's so much fun.
I just said a minute ago that I gotta drive 2 hours away, and then you said, well, yeah, on the East Coast, but the reality of that is even out on the West Coast, those people drive 2 and 3 hours away also. Even though they're out in that out in that area where all the gold is, they still have a ways to go. Swiftwater, he drives 2-3 hours. What's his name? Shannon Poe. Go out to their place. They're talking 2-3 hours there too. So I don't know that it's any different here than it is out there.
I drive 2.5 hours at least everywhere I go.
The difference is going to be the amount of gold.
Yeah.
They travel 2-3 hours, but they come back with a couple ounces. We travel 2-3 hours. We're tickled pink with a gram.
No kidding.
Well, that's what's neat about John Shaw. He walks out to the end of the driveway.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, yeah. Well, whoever buys my house after I move, I hope it's a gold miner, because when I first started panning, and I learned how to, started buying PayDirt and panning it on my patio, and I didn't know what to do with the tailings. So I had a problem with my property slanting, and the water was flowing down under the fence into the neighbor's yard. So I started taking my tailings and stacking them along the bottom of the fence to channel the water a little bit so it wouldn't go under the fence. And didn't do that good a job panning in the early days. So there's probably a bunch of gold in those in those tailings. Just like my gold room, I've got so much gold that I've spilled on the carpet. You know, when I leave this house, I'm going to have to pull the carpet up and burn it and pan it out.
There you go.
I'm sure.
Say that too loud, and you might leave for the night and come home and somebody rip it out.
Yeah, my wife even found a nugget with the vacuum cleaner.
Oh.
She says, "What's that noise?" I don't know.
Well, I remember Ray did a video about cleaning up his floor in his shed, and then I did a video about what's on your floor, and we both found gold on our floors where we process material, and I believe you shared some pictures and stuff of some stuff you found on your patio and stuff.
Yeah, I decided to clean it up because it was all cluttered, you know, it was dirt and leaves and stuff, so I took all the equipment off and got my blower out, and I was blowing all the stuff off of the patio, and I looked down, and I'll be darned if there wasn't a nugget. It was about a half-gram nugget laying right there. So I got the kids with the video. I said, guys, we're going to start offering blowers on my website because you can find gold with it. It's so crazy. Yeah, that was a nice nugget, but I was sloppy.
Yeah. Oh, wait, you did a video on that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember that video. It was sitting right there.
I couldn't believe it. It's pretty bad. Talk about klutzy, man. Gee.
You probably didn't even know you dropped it, did you? That wasn't that piece of gold.
No, I didn't.
You probably didn't even realize you dropped it. I wonder how many times I've done that, not realize that I even dropped it.
You better excavate your backyard where you do your stuff, just and run it.
All my stuff's downstairs now.
Wow, Jonathan says he found gold in his dive boots. Wow.
Well, and I think Rich Cooley did a little segment about that one day. Yeah. When we were down in Alabama, before the rest of the crew got there, and before the event actually started, they were there a couple of days early. He decided, after coming out of the water, learning to dredge, coming out of the water, he decided to pan all the stuff that was in and on his shoes. Right? And there was gold in it.
Well, did you guys see the truck that Ray worked on up in Alaska?
Oh, yeah. That was
dirt from inside. He panned out dirt from inside the truck.
Yeah, it was under the truck. It was under the truck.
Right.
It was all the mud underneath the truck stuck. Yeah, everything. Yeah, they got gold out of it.
Yep.
I'm not going to say whose truck that was, but
I think it wasn't that Hoffman's?
I'm not saying. Ray told me he couldn't tell anybody.
Right.
He told everybody. It's in the video.
Okay, well, watch the video.
Watch the video.
Watch the video.
Go over and watch Razor's video on that. Yeah.
Well, and that was so funny because where I go, again, it's been a gold mine for 150 years, and this guy was like a mechanic. He was helping me with small engines and stuff, and he came to my house. I gave him a ride to my house, and then he took his car and went home, and he said, "Hey, you got a bunch of mud on your mud flaps. Would you mind if I took that?" I said, "Well, no, help yourself," and he did, and I'll be darned if he didn't find gold in it. It was crazy. So that's how you're in a gold bearing area. You got gold in your mud flaps.
Also goes to show gold is where you find it.
Where you find it. That's right. And you never know. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
They say there's gold in the sewers and stuff. So
yeah.
Actually, I think Tom Massey has a series in L.A. where he's panning drainage ditches.
L.A. River,
Yep, sure did. Yep.
Yeah, he went
well,
to
and Jeff Williams.
Home
Jeff
Depot
Williams
and stuff too.
Yeah, Jeff Williams has a video where he painted in New York.
New York. That's right, New York.
Yeah, that was in a cemetery, actually, in New York. The world's biggest cemetery, or country's biggest cemetery.
Yeah, something like that. Well, here's another thing. There's people that actually, around the jewelry district in New York, sweep up in the cracks of the sidewalk.
Yep, that's right.
Mostly in the entrances and exits of the jewelry stores where the jewelers come in and out. Because it gets,
that's right.
Gets in their cuffs of their pants and stuff.
Leaks, on the bottom of their shoes. They walk out, it falls out, gets caught in the crevices in the sidewalk, and they sweep it out. And I think, Jeff Williams did one on that, sweeping the cracks out.
Yes,
somebody else I saw was doing it.
Yeah, there's several YouTube videos.
Right.
Online.
Well, next time I go to that district in Manhattan, I'll have to try it. I haven't been to New York in funny. Years.
When I first started doing this, they closed the mall down here, and I'd watched Jeff Williams' video about that, right? And I'm going, well, that mall's closed. I know there's 2 jewelry stores in there. So that, in my mind, I'm going, why not? They actually let me go in there and look around and see if I could find anything. And I didn't really find anything. I don't know how well I searched though either. You know, but hey, it was a fun attempt. You know,
that's a whole new game in prospecting right there.
Yeah. I don't know how much better you could do doing that.
Yep. All right, so how are we doing, Ed?
We're doing pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm getting sleepy, man. Although, you know, one nice thing about being, quote, retired, end quote, is that I can stay up as late as I want.
I do.
And my biggest problem is not remembering what day it is. What day is today?
Today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
And you don't think of weekends anymore, do you?
No, I just have to remember when Sunday is, so I go to church.
Right. But I mean, in the past, you used to look forward to the weekend. Now you don't even think about the weekend. It's just another day.
Don't have to worry about it.
I know.
I stay plenty busy, but hey, see there where Jaron says a guy in Utah swept and smelted highway dirt for platinum from catalytic converters and made it.
I saw that video. Yep, wow. I saw that video too.
Wow.
Dick says hit the mall water fountains.
Yeah.
That's probably the first thing they cleaned out, Dick. You know, get them coins, or I would have been there.
Yeah. So you're going to end up on video, though, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to look. You know, you never know.
Yep.
I bought bags of sand from the store. You know.
Oh yeah. From Lowe's or Home Depot and paying it.
Cody's Lab. I think I saw that one of Cody's Lab.
Right, where he's sweeping up next to a bridge or on a bridge somewhere.
Yeah, I've seen another video where they were actually on the freeway doing it.
Right.
Like LA or something.
Right, sweeping up right along a barrier.
Right, but that might be Cody's Lab too, but I think he's in Montana, isn't he?
I'm not sure.
He has some pretty cool videos. He gets his mercury when he retorts from a cinnabar mine that's on their ranch. That's
Who's this?
Cody's Lab.
Oh, okay.
It's a YouTube channel. And he has a old cinnabar mine on his property. Oh, Utah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Utah. But he went there and he got the ore and he sweated the mercury out of it and went through the whole 9 yards about it. It was a pretty cool video.
Yeah. Patrick Moore talks about Tom Massey being one of the other guys that do New York and sweeping the sidewalk. Tom Massey did a show about going to Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, that was where the first gold rush in the U.S. happened, the Reed Mine. And downtown Charlotte, even today, they've got statues of gold miners panning for gold and stuff. And Tom went to a place where they were building a building, and it was all surrounded by chain link fence, but he went through the gate like he knew what he was doing, you know, and went and got a pan of dirt from what would be the basement area and took it and went downtown in this fountain that runs through the main street of town, panned it out and found gold. That's crazy.
Yeah, he stood on a street corner showing people.
Yeah. Anybody want to see him go? They didn't. You know, it looked like he was strange or something. But
yeah, that was a good one. That was definitely a good one.
Yeah.
So, no, I don't know. Is there, Ed?
Huh?
Time limit on the video chat window in the chat box? I don't think so.
Must have kicked Ron out or something. How long
we've been chatting?
He asked if there was a time limit on the video chat window.
Not sure what you mean, Ron.
Yeah, not sure.
I think when you pop up the bigger chat, evidently it disappeared on it because it says you can do a pop-out chat.
You can, but no, it's probably under your Windows somewhere. If you pop out the chat.
Frozen. But messing with it. Just leave it alone.
Kick it.
Don't pop it out, Ronald.
Yep, universal fix, just hit it.
Yeah.
Control Alt Delete. That usually works.
My favorite button.
Hey, let me just mention too. When I was up at the Gold Show, the Golden Treasure Show in North Carolina a couple of weekends ago, I went to the GPAA booth because I saw Kevin Hoagland there. I wanted to talk with him. I was trying to get some information on how to run my Garrett ATX. You know, I've had it for a couple of years, but I don't know how to run it. Anyhow, while I was waiting there, I ran into Dominic Ritchie, who's the executive VP of operations for GPAA. What a nice guy he is.
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoyed talking with him.
Yeah, I talked with him in Indianapolis when he was up there.
Yeah, just so personable, you know. I was really impressed, and he was very, very helpful. I had taken some PayDirt up to one of my affiliates, was going to be there, and as I was walking away talking to him, I said, "Hey, you know what? I'll come back and I'll give him 3 or 4 or 5 bags and say, hey, if you want to give some away, go ahead and give it away." And he took it and he promoted IPAN for Gold there at the North Carolina show, and he took some to Stanton, Arizona too. You know, and he didn't have to do that. You know, he just did it, you know, just out of the goodness of his heart, and I really appreciated that. Really.
Well, you didn't have to give him any either.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know,
so
I got some self-interest in this thing, but I just really appreciated him doing that. So, good guy, really good.
Oh yeah. Guy. They're all good guys. Kevin's very personable too. He's
yeah.
He's fun to talk to, be around.
And Brandon.
Yeah, in fact, I was Brandon talking to
Brandon's a little quieter, but you know.
But he'll talk to you if you start talking to him. He'll stand and talk with you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I was talking. I was messaging Dominic on Facebook, and he did a Facebook Live thing with me or something. You know, where he showed up on video, and all of a sudden there he was. And then Brandon walked in the room. And I said, "Well, turn the camera around so I can say hello." So he did, you know, being goofy Michael. But anyway, that was fun. Anyway, good guys.
Yep.
Have you guys seen the latest? Have you gotten the latest magazine, by the way?
No, I haven't gotten mine yet. I know a lot of people have gotten it. I haven't gotten mine yet.
I thought it's one of the best magazines they put out lately. I thought it had a lot of really good articles in it.
I hear our buddy Patrick O'Masters is in there somewhere.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I believe so.
Didn't notice.
There's a picture of him swinging, I guess.
Oh.
Our chapter gets in that book quite a bit. It's that's pretty cool.
Well, the troublemakers usually they keep in one section.
Yeah. Well, squeaky wheel. That's how you do that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but we've had our chapters had a few articles. A couple of our members have put some articles for that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, SPA got in there last year when they went to North Carolina.
Right.
Yep.
I'm just trying to read what's going on here.
Talking about the chat in the video itself, because it isn't going real time a lot with what's in the real chat, in the live chat. And it keeps freezing, so I might have to redo my C++ coding for that chat there. Oh, it's okay, no biggie.
C++, huh? Yeah.
Oh, I have ways to cheat around computer languages, so.
Yeah. You know what? He says that stuff. He's talking about this, that, the other on his YouTube page, and it goes in one ear and out the other ear. I have no idea.
He and Jaron can have a intelligent conversation.
I'm sure those two. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I'm sure Jaron's far superior. Jaron's far superior in that stuff coding than I am. No doubt.
Are we there yet? What's that mean?
So earlier you said something about we were talking about the difference in your height and my height. What's your height? How tall are you?
Well, I'm 5'17", and the reason that's a smart aleck answer is
with your shoes on.
With them off, I'm only 5'16", but
okay.
But I have so much fun. Being a tall person, 6'5", I get asked all the time, how tall are you? And so after a while, people are going to ask you. You can tell by their look on their face, they're going to ask you. So I just tell them I'm 5'17", and they, no, you got to be 6 feet something. It's kind of my little personal intelligence test, see what their IQ is. They figure it out. Which Jesse failed, by the way.
No.
Jesse don't
I'm
use
just
a tape
kidding,
measure
Jesse.
for a living.
Just kidding. Whoa, did you do some C++ on us there, Ed, or what?
Rasta Man says it's 3:30 a.m. where he's at.
I just changed the bytes. What is it? Frames per second for the chat. So hopefully it will behave. Just tweaking with numbers a little on my end for the live chat. So hopefully.
Yeah. Jared says I have an excuse. I have an excuse. I don't know what it is, but okay.
Jaron, Ronald said Swifty was funny and lost wages. He had to prove he was only 5'7". Good night, Rasta Man. Rasta Man, Michael, he's from the UK.
It's 3:30 in the morning.
England.
Yeah. So.
Now, is it Rasta, how come you say England? I thought everybody over there said the UK. Or is that a regional thing?
He was helping us Americans out.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing.
Well, UK doesn't the
Where
UK engulf Wales, Scotland, and England? Is Ireland part of the UK?
Yeah, actually, Ross speaks really good English. I don't detect any accent at all.
he's got the slang down.
Yeah, but he's saying those Yankees are butchering the Queen's English.
Oh, okay. Well, that's because we don't speak Queen's English. We speak King's English. Or something like that. I don't know. Whatever.
we actually speak a lot of different languages. Most of our words come from other countries, other nations. We have a lot of Greek words, have a lot of Italian words. We tweak them a little, but
forget about it.
The Brexit, Jaron, was them leaving the EU, not the UK.
What was that?
Oh, Jaron, wasn't that in the Brexit? The Brexit when Britain was leaving the EU?
Yeah.
There was a time when the sun never set on the British Empire.
British Empire, yeah. So it is. True.
So it is. You getting tired, Michael? Do you need
I'm getting tired. I need some food.
I
need a cookie.
I'm hungry.
Well, if you want to leave, that's okay.
Well, no, I'm not going to be a party pooper. Hey, I'm from California, man. I know how to party.
Are we partying? I didn't know we were partying. I thought we were just
party for me.
This is the party.
This is about as close as I get anymore.
Even if they don't find us funny, I hope they find us informative.
That's right.
No, I think it's the other way around. If they don't find us informative, at least they find us funny.
Either way, I hope they enjoyed. I hope people enjoyed coming here and maybe having a few laughs, learn a little bit of something.
Right.
So that's all we want, right? We just want to inform and entertain. So I think we did a little of both tonight.
It's a lot of fun. Looking for gold is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. Playing in the creek.
Yep. And nothing like being out there in nature and playing in the dirt.
Except when it's cold. Except when it's cold and icy and raining and windy.
Every now and then I get coaxed out in that too.
Not me. My hands hurt. When I get out in that cold, my hands hurt. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how much they hurt. It's like they're on fire for some reason. Just my hands though.
Yeah, I've been out on times. I wondered why I went out, but I was still there.
Yeah, I don't like cold weather myself. I'm a fair weather man.
Yes, sir.
The older I get, I'm getting to be more fair weather.
Oh, yeah, when I first moved here to North Carolina, or when I first moved to North Carolina and then to the Atlanta area, come November 1st, man, that was long underwear date for sure every year. But now, not so much. I assume it's just me. I don't believe in global warming, so
it's just you. You're just getting old. The bones are feeling it.
I do better with the cold than I do the heat. The heat seems to really beat me up now.
True. I do a lot better with the cold than the heat also. It's a lot easier to stay warm in the cold than it is to stay cool in the heat.
Oh, yeah.
I can handle the heat a lot better than the cold. I don't have a problem with the heat.
I used to say that, yeah.
In fact, it's kind of dangerous because I don't get out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't get out of the heat when I should.
Yeah, I got the same problem here in Georgia because we get 100 degrees and 100% humidity, and man,
Yeah, and that's
I've had a lot of times, especially lately. I just have to sit down. I get spots in my eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
I just have to sit down and try to cool off.
Yeah, that'd be too hot. The humidity's what's real bad.
Yeah.
Patrick says go dredging.
Yeah.
He's a cold weather prospector. He's out there in that cold weather.
Today.
Who's that?
Got good gold.
Today.
Patrick Moore. He was out the creek today prospecting. Well, today wasn't too bad that we were in the 50s.
What a man.
Oh, he was out yesterday too. And
he's out there, man.
Of course, he don't have 2-hour drive either. He's got like a half-hour drive, and he's
right.
Yeah, must be nice, huh?
Yeah, everywhere I go is about 2.5 hours, if not 3.
Yep.
Dick Goldsmith. Someday
That's
we
right.
all will be panning on the patio. Keep it warm.
That's right.
Or
That's
cool.
Right. Patio pannings, where's that, man?
Yeah. And if you're in need of some dirt and you can't go out and get it, have it mailed to you via iPansForGold.com. We need to get you one more sale or one more call. Come on.
A Jerry Lewis telethon here.
Yeah.
we need a thermometer or something, you know.
If the lines are busy.
We're almost to it. Come on. Seconds to go. Be the last.
What are we shooting for here?
Speaking of being the last.
Yeah.
Anybody see the post Dennis Dayton put up? What an evil person.
I almost wrote that's a gimmick because it will never end. It's a never-ending story.
Right.
He could keep it going forever, and in a way, it's perfect advertisement. Every time someone mentions it or comments on it, it bumps it, so people see it. And so.
Right. Well, check it out. It's been shared at least 59 times last time I looked.
Yeah, I saw someone else do that too.
Come on, Jesse, be nice.
And,
well, I'm just saying, you know, what an evil thing to do. See, I'm trying to.
Do you hear that, DD? Do you hear that, Dennis? Evil.
Yeah, he's just having a good old time. Definitely having a good old time with it. But well,
that reminds me, I got a comment on it.
You go back to it to comment?
I don't want to bring anything up now. We're in the green. So, you know, more windows I have up, the more bandwidth I'm eating. So
right. That's why. Oh, look, there it is. He's at.
I hear you, Richard. All right, people are going to bed for work, and speaking of work, I gotta wake up really early myself. Unfortunately, I'm not retired yet.
I'm 8 o'clock starting tomorrow. I go in a little late, but I still got to get there and work in the cold.
Oh,
yeah, I still gotta wake up at 5:30ish. So,
yeah, I hope to be up by 10.
Yeah, it's about time.
I'm not gonna get my 12 hours. What the heck?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he has 60 some shares at this point.
Oh, I believe
67 shares. 2,700 comments.
You just advertise for him so more people are looking.
Oh yeah, they're going comment on it now, Justin. Thanks.
But it's just on his Facebook page. It's not. There's no it's not to a store or anything.
Oh, I know. Well, his website's not even up and running. So.
Right. He's just evil. Just that's all there is to it.
And Thomas just said, "Yep, I didn't do the dentist thing ever."
Yeah. I posted one of the comments I made was, "He's an evil genius," and somebody goes, "Huh?" I said, "Yeah, you're maybe not a genius." But
I saw that comment. That was shortly after I said,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Patrick Moore did the same thing. I mean,
so you guys are talking about another website on your show. Is that what you're doing?
Well, sure.
Well,
I can't see what you're looking at. I don't know what you're looking at.
Dennis,
it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Dennis has a post on his page, Indiana Gold Hunter. Yeah, Indiana Gold Hunter on his Facebook page. And that's what we're talking about. Now, it's the last comment wins a bag of PayDirt or Pirate Pit booty. So, it's a never-ending
That's pretty
thing.
smart. Yeah, I can see that.
It's getting shared and shared and shared, and more are commenting to it. So,
well, it's like I said, he's got 2,700 comments, 67 shares.
He never says the date, though. How long is it going to last, though? You should put a time limit.
Oh, well, hey, Patrick O'Masters did the same thing. But he did put a time limit. His time limit is last comment for a 24-hour period.
Okay, so
the comment has to be the last one, and no one can comment for at least 24 hours for it to be the winner. How long is that going to last?
Not long. Another one.
How do you tell? Hey Ed, how do you tell who's in the web the live chat?
Gave you the thumbs up there.
Yeah.
What do you? I in our chat right here.
Yeah.
I pull up a window that gives me all the participants.
Okay, so see if Dick Goldsmith is on right now.
Yeah, he's in the chat right now.
He just commented.
He gave you a thumbs up.
Yeah, he gave me an order.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Yeah. Nice.
All right.
We do this every week, Ed.
Maybe we could talk about something.
There you go.
Yes, jeez. I'm embarrassed now. I feel like I'm coming on here taking advantage of you nice guys to get
one more order. Come on in.
Stop it.
Hey, reel Dick in. Let's reel somebody else in here. Come on.
Oh, no. Jesus. All right. Well, I am getting hungry.
All right.
Yeah, time for your midnight snack.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Our good friend's getting hungry. You hear him up there, you know.
There's tummy growling. What, my cookies?
We like to thank our friend Michael from My Pan for Gold. If you haven't bought your bag of gold panning dirt yet, head over to www.ipanforgold.com and order yours today.
Oh,
come on, at least one more person can do it. One more.
Stop it. Well, Ed, thank you so much.
Need a subscriber to subscribe.
Yes. Thank you so much for your hospitality. I really appreciate it.
You guys are
You're more than welcome, Michael. And thank you and your wife for being such gracious hosts in your state when ToledoJess and I were down there visiting.
Well, I appreciate that. We had a good time with you guys. Yep.
It was a pleasure having you here tonight, too. I mean, we had fun.
Thank you.
It was our pleasure, our honor, my friend.
Thank you. And thanks again, Dano.
Oh, you're welcome, sir. No problem. You're welcome.
All right. Well, God bless you all. Everybody in the chat room. See you all later, and look forward to interacting with you all again sometime soon. Thanks, Ed. Good night.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, Michael.
All right.
Well, you guys have anything to add?
I think I'm good.
I'm good.
Anyone have
I could use a snack.
Anyone have a question they want to call in and ask ToledoJess, Dano, or I before we say goodbye? Oops.
Or adios. Buenos
Phone
nachos.
numbers that way, 419-741-4090. Tick-tock, tick-tock.
So we...
Yes, sir.
Let's go eat.
So,
let's go eat. I hear ya. On that note, me and our friends are going to say goodnight. Right, guys?
Yep.
Yeah.
Have a good evening, everybody.
Everybody have an absolutely fabulous Thanksgiving. I hope you all have a golden day. May you always have a flash in your pan.
And you know what he says.
That's right. He's here tonight. Maybe one day, too, we'll meet you on the river.
Good night, everybody.
Night, all.
Good night, John Boy.
Night, Jesse and Ed.
Good night, Dano.
Good night, Dano.
Good night, Jesse. Night, Michael. I'm gonna have double film.
That's loud.
I didn't check that one.
Shed with a